ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It has been raining since yesterday afternoon. On through the night, heavy rain throughout the day with a heavy burst here. And honestly, although it doesn't look it, Lisa Salters will tell me that I'm dry in the booth. We lucked out 90 minutes south of us in Columbia. There's just a torrential downpour that's going on for the next few hours. We expect showers intermittently throughout the night. This one of the heavier bursts right now. Carolina won the toss, deferred, so the defense. We'll get to see Andre Johnson, Frank Gore, Andrew Luck, and the Colts offense on the field first. Indianapolis will receive this kickoff from Graham Gano. Another thing to point out here tonight, you've got backup centers working for both teams. So special teams handling the ball. Everything in the rain is going to be an issue, including Quan Bray catching this kickoff. Off we go from Charlotte. Bray with a lot of hang time. Drop the kickoff. And he picks it up. Returns it across the 22, the 21-yard line. The running back Mike Tolbert there on the tackle. You know the deal with Andrew Luck, #1 overall pick. He's been to the playoffs his first 3 years, 3-11 in 5 seasons. The shoulder injury, the reports on the ribs, whatever it all is, it hasn't been the Andrew Luck we've gotten to know, John, since he came out of Stanford.
The offensive line needs to block better, Mike. They got to help him get into a rhythm. Start faster as an offense, and running Frank Gore a lot more might help.
You mentioned the offensive line. Jonathan Harrison, who played the second half against New Orleans. He's in. As Colin Holmes, the center, is out tonight with a neck injury. Officially, his opening drive for the start from the 22, and Luck able to get rid of it. Completed to his tight end. Fell Stanford Cardinal Kobe Fleener. Gain of 3. So we got that change up front to keep an eye on with Andrew Luck, and that new center. In addition, up front, Anthony Costanzo's their big-ticket left tackle. He's had a bad year by his own admission. We'll watch him closely tonight. Flip it to the guys handling the ball. Andre Johnson has to step it up. T.Y. Hilton, the top receiver. Gore will be the main runner. Will we see more two tight ends of Fleener and Allen together? Fumble the football. Bad exchange. Ben Wickery down there with Carolina, and the Panthers have come up with it. Roman Harper on the fumble recovery.
Well, you covered it in the pregame, Mike. You have a backup center, you're on the road, and it's pouring down rain. Underneath the center, the ball does not come up at all. It slipped out of Harrison's hands, and it's another turnover for this Colt offense. Incredible.
You see Andrew Luck there with Harrison, who played early on last year, but only 1 snap at center in the early part of this season.
And when you're a dome team, obviously you don't get outside in the rain very often, but Andrew Luck assured us they had plenty of wet ball snaps this week. Didn't show their preparation there.
That's right. Andrew told us, I took the Gatorade bottle to pour as much water on it as I can just to simulate the wet conditions. For naught, golden opportunity for the Panthers, and Cam Newton. The drive begins at the Colts 24. Jonathan Stewart is the running back. And Stewart will get 3 yards to the 21-yard line. And John, we have Cam Newton, the #1 pick from the year prior. Every year for his full seasons, over 3,000 yards passing, over 500 yards rushing.
And here you see him in the no-huddle offense. They give him a menu of plays. He'll use a dummy snap count and try to keep Carolina in optimum play selection.
Ted Ginalone to the bottom of the screen. They've been working their slant passes very well thus far this year. Newton closing in quick was Eric Walden. And that pass incomplete. They had a beat on that right from the jump.
You run a bootleg, and here's Eric Walden. He goes right to the junction of where Cam Newton wants to set up. Nice play, good discipline by Walden. And here's where Indianapolis wants to be defensively in a predictable passing situation. Love to see them unleash Robert Mathis, who's coming on at the bottom of the screen. He had his best outing last week against New Orleans.
Remember, he missed most of last year with the Achilles. Fozzie Whitaker's the back. It's 3rd and 7. Newton's pass is incomplete. Goes to the tight end, Olsen. That's his main man, but Jarrell Freeman does a nice job to break it up, and it's a field goal attempt for the Panthers.
That's great defense. Sudden change defense by the Indianapolis Colts. They respond in an adverse situation and get off the field with a 3-and-out. Nice work.
Again, everything's going to be an issue, and you note the punter, who's the holder, Brad Nortman, not wearing any gloves. Sometimes you'll see the holders wear gloves. 39-yard field goal attempt for Graham Gano. Knocks it through. A 39-yard field goal, and less than 80 seconds in, the fumble on the second snap of the game for the Colts leads to 3 for the Panthers. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. Taco Bell's new Steak Boss Wraps. And Navy Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. You get a look at Uptown Charlotte on this Monday night. Everybody's covered up to protect from the rain. Our coverage from Spider Cam is brought to you by DirecTV. Slow starts, you talked about it. That sudden change stop for the defense. Can that, even though you made a mistake, give you a little juice on the sideline for Indianapolis?
It should. The Colts desperately need some juice from their offense. That's the 16th turnover already, Mike.
It's game 8 for the 3-4 Colts, leading their division. The AFC South in a similar position to where the Panthers division, the NFC South, was a year ago. No return, touchback at the 20, and here's Lisa Salters.
Well, Mike, on that field goal, left guard Andrew Norwell came off the field. He seemed to be in considerable amount of pain. He was sent over to the trainer's table. They looked at him for a little bit. They just walked back with him to the locker room. It looks like a right knee issue. Okay,
Lisa, that would be important, obviously, as starting offensive lineman, but the core of that line, the 2 guards in the center have been so strong. Ryan Khalil, the starting center, is out of this game with an ankle injury. So Norwell goes to the back, and the Panthers O-line a bit thin. Second drive for Indianapolis starting at the 20, and here's Frank Gore. Luke Kuechly and Kawan Short on the tackle. Every time Kuechly's involved in the tackle, the fans let you know. Short's the NFC Defensive Player of the Month for October with Star Lotulelei up front. Jared Allen trade from Chicago. Kuechly, Davis, and Klein. We'll hear a lot from them. NFC Defensive Player of the Month in September, Josh Norman, 24, the corner, who's back there with Charles Tillman. Gore runs same way. Kuechly on the bottom of the pile, Thomas Davis on the top. Gain of a couple. They run in a pretty good tandem wherever they go around Charlotte, John.
Yes, they do, and you won't find more impressive people. They compete with one another more than they compete with the opposition. They are in a race to get to the football, and they love to beat each other on the stat sheet. It's an amazing relationship between these 2 great linebackers.
Floor carry twice in a row. He's out. Ahmad Bradshaw's in. 3rd and 3. Luck changed the call. Kuechly changed the defensive call. Luck has nobody open, about to get hit. Fires, intercepted. Charles Tillman. Peanut has his first Panther pick.
That's all on Andrew Luck. He's got to throw the ball away, punt the football, and get on with the game. But he continues to try to get too much out of every single play. He got fooled by the coverage. Carolina went to his zone defense. There's nobody open. The protection's plenty good enough. He forces the ball late, and there's Peanut Tillman, notorious turnover machine.
Coney Ealy and Jared Allen did a defensive end sandwich at the quarterback. So Indianapolis has turned it over twice in the first 2 minutes and 36 seconds. The 13-year veteran, so many years for the Bears. Charles Tillman gets his 37th interception, and Luck has thrown way too many picks from what we're used to, and for anybody really at this position in the league.
Trying to do too much, and this is exactly what happened to Luck and the Colts last week.
Second drive for the Panthers. Second time they take over inside the Indianapolis 40. Stewart wrapped up inside. Jarrell Freeman joins Trent Cole. Minimal first down game.
And this Carolina offense is set up to run the ball, Mike, from an array of different formations, different personnel groups. And remember, there's a new left guard. You see number 79, who at times plays as a tight end. Chris Scott pressed into service.
Fourth-year veteran out of Tennessee in for the injured Norwell at left guard. After the gain of 1 from Stewart, Newton hit as he throws, incomplete. Well, he was drilled by the rookie from Stanford, David Parry. Both he and Henry Anderson have had good rookie seasons up front for the Colts.
Not many defensive linemen start as a rookie, and David Parry has gone every single week. He's improved as a pass rusher, and Cam Newton does not want to take many hits like that.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 9. From here, a field goal will be 55 yards. Play clock running down. Veteran Jericho Cotchery in motion, firing his way. Cotchery a first down at the 23. Gain of 13.
Jericho Cotchery is a professional receiver. He can throw the cape off in a wet night and make a play on 3rd down. Here he is out of motion. He pushes up the field. He breaks flat across Greg Toller's face. And Cam Newton throws a beautiful strike for the first down.
Remember, they lost Kelvin Benjamin, their top receiver. Tore his ACL in training camp, so it's been receiver by committee. The rookie out of Michigan, Devin Funchess, is in the game. The 23, here is Stewart to the left. Gain of 1 yard. Let's go through that offense for Carolina. We've already talked about the Norwell injury. Brian Khalil being out, Fernando Velasco in, so Chris Scott for the moment in there right now up front. Handling the ball, mentioned the rookie receiver Funchess, Corey Brown, and Ted Ginn. He's caught a lot of slant patterns. Jonathan Stewart and Mike Tolbert do most of the running. Leading pass catcher Greg Olsen, 27 on the year. When it gets tight, that's where Cam goes. 2nd and 8. End zone shot for Newton, overthrowing Corey Brown. And we'll have 3rd down coming up as the rain gets heavier here in Charlotte.
That's a nice play by Greg Toller. Toller had an injury, hurt his neck. He missed 4 games. You see at the top of the screen, Toller covering Brown on this double move. Vontae Davis and Greg Toller are 2 shutdown bump and run corners that allow the Colts to get that extra man in the box to stop the run. Nice start for the veteran.
This would be big if they can hold him to a field goal here. Walden moved. The right tackle Mike Remmers reacted. It looks like it'll be 3rd and 3. Bill Vinovich, referee tonight.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 93. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Now, Chuck Pagano went crazy at halftime last week because of penalties like this. Turnovers, penalties can drive a coach crazy. And so far, Indianapolis looks like a 3-4 team. And Coach Pagano can't like that at all.
We talked about it with their staff, the offensive penalties, the defensive penalties. You bring it up, but you don't want to harp on it too much because then it's in everyone's mind. Defense.
I'd be harping on it.
Yeah, right, exactly. So a rundown now on 3rd and 3. Stewart strung out, fighting for the next yard. That's a great job by the Colts defense. They keep him a yard shy. It's 4th and 1, and Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron on a rainy night, says, hold the phone. Don't send the kicking team out. You might want to go for it. Although Newton is running over to the sideline to get a towel, and that play clock is running down.
And in these short yardage situations, you have to expect Cam Newton to carry the football. They love direct plays with Cam Newton carrying the ball with some deception in the backfield.
They put 3 receivers out there, get as many people out of the box so Newton can run if he so chooses. Going for it on 4th and 1. Keeper Cam stretched it and got it. First down, Carolina.
It's unbelievable that you sign a $100 million contract, and then you ask your quarterback to run a zone read and lower your shoulder. Watch this. Mathis takes the back, and Cam Newton, 6'5", 255 pounds, with his right shoulder, Mike. That's his throwing shoulder.
And John, DeQuell Jackson's a good linebacker.
He's an excellent linebacker.
But he's given away 5 inches and 15 pounds.
I've never seen football played like this in the NFL.
4th down conversion there. And that time it was Remmers, perhaps, for Carolina, who moved first.
False start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. Correction, 74. 7-4.
And you see Cam Newton struggling
Yeah.
himself, keeping his hands dry.
Both quarterbacks, we mentioned the new centers that they're working with tonight. They had to practice with them all week because of the injury concern, so it's not a last-minute deal. Neither one wears a glove. They both have very big hands, and they said, we don't like wearing gloves, both of them separately. 1st and 15 after the flag. Newton throwing middle end zone, too tall for Olsen. It's incomplete, and Cam Newton's open 1 of 6 passing here tonight.
Good to see Mike Adams back at safety for the Indianapolis Colts. Pro Bowler last year, has 4 interceptions already this year. He's going to draw a tough assignment at times tonight, covering Greg Olsen, who clearly has become Newton's go-to target in every situation.
Adams has 4 picks. So does Josh Norman for Carolina. They're both second to the Angels. Charles Woodson, who got number 5 yesterday. 2nd and 15. Here is Stewart bouncing to the outside. And Stewart to the 11-yard line. And a gain of 4. Used to be a combo, a gain of 7. I should say, used to be a combo of Jonathan Stewart and D'Angelo Williams. D'Angelo Williams now in Pittsburgh. He's going to take more of a role with the injury to Le'Veon Bell. So John, Stewart's had more of the calls, more of the touches, and he's playing well so far.
Well, he's got speed and visions, but I just like the way he runs. Sometimes he just invites the contact so he can go to work on you. Very hard running back.
3rd down, and Fozzie Whitaker's the back now. Ken Dorsey, the quarterback coach, part of the audibles this week. Design run, Newton, 10, 5, put the shoulder down. Are they going to go for 4th and 1 again?
That's a quarterback draw.
Words there with Eric Walden. Let's see if Rivera will call Newton's number one more time.
Here they come. It's a lead draw with the quarterback as the tailback. And watch the yardage he makes after contact. His will to win is special, Mike. A great competitor, but I have never seen a quarterback take these kind of hits or deliver these kind of hits.
You see, John, how often he runs and how it's 40% first downs when he does run the ball. It's the highest in the league, not just quarterbacks, every position. We're going to get a measurement here to see how far the Panthers have to go on 4th down. I do believe it's short. They're 2 feet short. It's rare that you see a measurement and you need that much. So will Rivera go for it again?
Well, with his defense, I wouldn't be surprised if Riverboat Ron goes for it again. You see number 66. Silatolu has just checked in as an extra tight end. And you can see anything here. Last week they ran a zone read against Philadelphia. You've seen backflips against the Houston Texans from Cam Newton. Hard team to prepare for because they have so many different kind of plays with Newton at quarterback.
Our Super Bowl referee in the booth, Jerry Austin.
Number 66. 66 is reported as an eligible receiver. 6'6".
Everybody's making sure the eligible receivers are clearly noted after last Monday night. Jerry reminds us 4th down, almost always will give the coach the measurement so he can see how far he has to go. So the request honored there. 2 feet for the first down, 9 feet for a touchdown. Newton will turn and hand it, and Stewart's second effort is in for the touchdown.
That's a big-time run by Jonathan Stewart. Finally healthy, finally getting a chance to show what he can do as the lead dog in Carolina. 4th down and run, 1. Watch Stewart. There's that vision, patience, and just sheer determination to get it done. Got to credit Ron Rivera, Mike, going for it on 4th down twice. And Cam Newton, special competitor.
Colts could not stop them. The interception turns into 6. And now 7 as Gano hits the extra point. Halfway through the quarter, and already Indianapolis is in a double-digit hole. It's another slow start. The power of the Panthers on display in the first. Turnovers, they're down 10-0 already.
It's bad decision making. He audibled, and Luke Kuechly audibled. He's fooled by coverage. There's nobody open. He held the ball way too long, and he's late down the middle, and he knows way better than that. He told us last night it's about me playing better decision making. I'm capable of proving that. He's got to go out and prove it right now, Mike. He's got to have some success. They need to get him a completion somehow. Fumbled snap, interception. He's too good a player for this.
What do you do in that situation? Nobody's open. That's been a lot of their story this year. Do you just eat it and take the sack at that point?
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with an incomplete pass in a 3-0 game. Punt it. Give your defense a chance. They have to play complementary football, offense, defense, special teams. They just aren't doing it.
It's a line drive kick by Gano that is caught on the fly at the 5, and it's returned by Zerlon Tipton, the backup running back, shy of the 30. Tipton down at the 29-yard line. Andrew Luck, who was the top touchdown tosser last year, is near the top of that other column so far this year. See if they can turn it around when we come back. Bummer of a Sunday for the fans of the Bears and the Chargers. They both lost on field goals in the final play of the game yesterday. We will see them Monday night in San Diego. Countdown 6 Eastern and kickoff 8:15. Jay Cutler and Phillip Rivers, who used to be division head-to-head combatants, will meet as Chicago visits San Diego next Monday night. Third drive for the Colts. They've turned it over in the first 2. And from the 28, it's tossed to the right. Gore's got very little room, and does a nice job to make it no gain. So Frank Gore, 10 years in San Francisco, and every year he was the leading rusher for the 49ers. So this has been a revolving door at running back for this team. Vic Ballard, you had Brown, you had Richardson last year, and now it's Gore, John, who's got 100 carries in the first 7 games.
Well, he's been on a pitch count. They have given it to him 14 times a game. If I'm Coach Pagano, I'm playing Gore all night until his tongue's hanging out.
Carried it 9 times last week. They fell behind big against New Orleans. Luck scanning. Throws incomplete. Fleener blanketed. Josh Norman having an outstanding season on the corner. They're on the coverage.
Josh Norman, normally the left corner of the Panthers, is moving around tonight. Sean McDermott moved his young star corner to the right side. This kid can play. He's an emerging star, 4 interceptions, but it's not just his vision and ball skills, Mike. It's his tackling ability and passion to play. This kid has a magnetic personality. He loves to compete. He's going after Moncrief right here.
He was going into the huddle to go get him over there. Boy, nobody was open again for the Colts. They cannot separate from a soul right now. They will run it on 3rd and 10 with Bradshaw. Good, hard running. The former Giant, I'm on Bradshaw, still going across midfield. That's what the Colts needed. 23 yards and a first down.
That's just Ahmad Bradshaw. Welcome back to the NFL. It's just a draw play. 3rd down and long. They take the game out of Andrew Luck's hands, and they say, get all you can, and if you can get a 20-yard gain on your own, we'll take it. Ahmad Bradshaw has just sparked this Colt offense, and man, did they need a spark.
Luck stumbling back, able to get it to Gore. Very lucky the exchange is clean. And it's a gain of 5 yards for Frank Gore. You've seen Pep Hamilton. He was Luck's offensive coordinator back at Stanford, and then comes here to the NFL. And even he was saying, just to find a rhythm somehow, some way offensively, that has been very elusive in the first halves of games for the Colts.
Run the ball, set up some play action passes. I like what I see here.
2nd and 5. It's back to Gore, and it's Luke Kuechly, along with Coney Ealy on the stop.
This Luke Kuechly can diagnose plays with the best of them. Number 59. He runs through and stuffs Gore for a loss of 1. Any situation Luke Kuechly can flourish in. 3rd and 7.
Drop 7 for pressure Luck, who throws incomplete. Dwayne Allen was over there, but Luck could not find him. Not accurate with the pass. And after a first down, the Colts will kick it away.
Got to hit this throw. The protection is good. You're going to see Dwayne Allen coming from right to left, sit down against the zone. He's wide open, and the ball's poorly thrown.
Right spot for this Colts season, Pat McAfee. Kickoffs and punts, he has been outstanding. So good at pinning teams inside the 10-yard line. They try to do that here to Ted Ginn Jr. Great. As good as there is in the league. Yeah, right down the fairway, Pat. 300 and a good roll, too. Cam Newton, we've been watching him now for the last 8 years or so. Go back to his Florida days. Remember, he was backing up Tim Tebow, had an injury, then lost his scholarship, the issue of the stolen laptop. Even he said, I blew my opportunity at Florida. Went to Blinn Junior College, won the national championship, transferred to Auburn. There were headlines swirling around him there, but on the field, he was spectacular. Won the Heisman, got all the hardware, kissed the crystal as Auburn won the national championship, and then he jumped into the NFL and was taken #1 by the Panthers. John, we spoke with Cam yesterday. It's interesting to watch as you visit with players from their college days and on into the league, how they mature and lead. There was a time when Cam Newton looked to the sideline to get the play call at Auburn, where the coaches tell you what to do. In the game against Seattle, he looked over to the sideline and said, guys, I don't need you to tell me what plays to run. I got this. We've watched him mature and grow up off the field, and especially as a leading quarterback in this league. His team's got a long field to go, 96 yards here, and it's a Jonathan Stewart run for none.
Well, Mike, he's worked extremely hard at his craft. I see him doing a lot at the line of scrimmage, audibling. 5 of his touchdown passes this year have come from audibles or sideline adjustments, and he's good in the huddle. He's good outside the huddle in a no-huddle offense, and he's doing it without his #1 receiver. I think he's grown as a quarterback. He sees the field better, and he's got 10 receivers with 5 or more catches. The ball distribution is just much better.
After Stewart's gain of 1, it's 2nd and 9. It's a designed run for Newton, who goes down, lost the ball on the way down, and it's recovered by Indianapolis. They're going to say Newton was down by contact before Jaquel Jackson comes up with it.
And they're leaning on Cam Newton more as a runner than they have in previous years, and the statistics don't lie. When he carries the ball 10 or more times, Carolina wins. He's clearly down.
Interesting that he went down on his own. He wasn't hit down, so he's still a live runner until he's contacted there, and the ball comes out with Mike Adams. Because he's sliding down in that situation. So it's 3rd and 2. From the 12-yard line, and a challenge flag has been thrown by Indianapolis. So Chuck Pagano was seeing what we were seeing there as he was sliding down.
Indianapolis is challenging ruling on the field as the runner was down by contact. Timeout.
So we'll look at it via replay. Get New York involved. Bill Vinovich will have a look as well. Fumble or no. Bring in Jerry Austin, twice the referee in the Super Bowl, as Bill Vinovich is looking at this along with the folks in New York.
When a runner is down on the ground, say he has the ball in the hand, if you just go by and knock it out of his hand, that makes the ball dead. So Cam is down on the ground before the ball is knocked out of his hand. When it's knocked out, that makes the ball dead at that spot.
So it should stay with Carolina.
Yes. After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. As soon as the runner is touched, down by contact, he cannot lose the ball. Indianapolis charged their first timeout and first challenge.
And they cannot earn a third one. It was close. It was bang, bang, but with that elbow and knee down, when he's down, that hit to the ball is what knocked it loose. So they roll the dice there a little bit, now down to one challenge and 2 timeouts here in this first half.
Indianapolis needs a stop here on 3rd and 2. They need to flip the field position, take advantage of the punt by McAfee. But once again, it's these short yardage situations where Cam Newton loves to have the ball in his hands and expects some more deception, Mike.
It is such a different type of quarterback to prepare for, as you said. You're preparing for running backs usually.
Well, who do you use
short yardage
on the practice field to simulate Newton? They used a kid named Blanchard from their practice squad. He can't possibly give the Colts defense an idea what Cam Newton's going to look like on Monday night.
They go in the quick count on 3rd and 2. Newton throws and it's deflected. Incomplete. Good hops to knock it down, and it'll stop Carolina as Trent Cole perhaps is the one who got his hand on it.
It's good to see Trent Cole. He's been awful quiet, hasn't had a sack this year. But you're going to see number 58 right side of your screen time this perfectly. And that's a big stop for the Colt defense. And look who's back there, T.Y. Hilton. And Nortman has struggled this year punting the football.
Brad Nortman, the kicker. Yeah, Hilton going back here for the punt return for the Colts as Nortman boots it away. A good kick by Nortman, too. Hilton from the 28-yard line. Trying to set up, blocked. Oh, he found a space and crawls forward to the 37-yard line. Sense of desperation of the Colts there. So Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis already with a 10-point lead back on the field against Luck and the Colts. John, you talked about it before, that cat scratch fever. And the pair of linebackers who are playing the sweet music on defense. 50 games together now for Davis and Kuechly here at Bank of America Stadium, the home of the Panthers. Right up there on the all-time tackle list, and they compete, they watch each other. If you're walking past the big cat statue out there, you want to get a selfie with those guys, why not? These are as popular a defensive pair of players as you have on any team around the league.
Hey, when Luke Kuechly was hurt, he was mad at Thomas Davis because he took over the team lead in tackles. And then when he got an interception, he really got ticked off.
You can see how much they're involved in adjusting and changing plays as Luck is on his side of the chessboard. Drive starting for the 37. That pass is caught. It'll be a gain of 9 for T.Y. Hilton. We have a flag down, back by the quarterback.
Holding. Offense number 76. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Right tackle Joe Wrights.
This is almost comical, this Colt offense. I don't know how many penalties they've had on this offensive line, but it's a lot. Right tackle Wrights holding Coney Ely on this inside move, clearly a takedown, and it nullifies a 9-yard gain. And when you fall behind in the down and distance and on the scoreboard against a team like this, you have no chance.
We've mentioned a couple of times trying to find a rhythm for this Colts offense. This is what's killed them. So many 1st and 20s that they've had this season. Inside handoff, gain of a couple of yards for Frank Gore. Another flag comes down. Starla Tulele made the tackle. Looks like this will be on the Panthers from Luck's side.
Offside. Defense number 94. Lined up in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
I want to go back to the same reaction we both had when we saw T.Y. Hilton back for the punt. He was the regular punt returner his first couple of seasons. Doesn't have a regular season punt return the last 2 years, just one in the playoffs. That's a sign of a team that's desperate to find a jump start on their 53-man roster.
No doubt. I compliment Chuck Pagano for doing whatever he has to do. Somebody needs to make a play.
So let's see if we can have first down without a flag. First and 15. Luck hit. Ball out again. And he jumps back on it. Ely comes in to get it. Coney Ely with the pressure. The ball still belongs to Luck and the Colts.
Well, it's 3 levels of defense, Mike. It's level 1, the defensive line applying the pressure. Level 2, covering the underneath throws. And level 3, covering the deep passes. Andrew Luck. Another sack, strip, fumble.
Clearly a fumble. Luck jumped on it. First sack of the year for Ely. Second and 16. Gore into the secondary. To the 40-yard line, Josh Norman showing he doesn't just cover. Comes in and makes the tackle in the run game.
That play was impressive by Norman. You're a cornerback. You have to step up and make some of these plays. When the receiver cracks, you got to step up and replace and make these tackles against good backs. Nice job by Norman. Can Indianapolis pass protect? They have struggled with this 4-man rush of the Panthers.
Third and 7. Here comes the pressure. Luck firing way high. Incomplete. Andre Johnson no shot at getting it. He was pressured and hit as he threw his 4th incompletion. Luck is 1 of 5 on the night.
Well, that time Sean McDermott comes with a blitz. Jared Allen, recently signed from the Bears, on a stunt. He comes clean, hits Luck right in the sternum as the ball is released. Penalties, sacks, hits on the quarterback, a common theme for the Colts on offense.
McAfee again. Got some pressure. He didn't have the time to get that one away. Ginn tells everybody to get away. And this is going to be a 50-yard kick down to the 10. I think I was never a golf announcer. I said the last one, McAfee was hitting a drive. That was a wedge that he backed up. That was a bad read on my part of McAfee's body language. And, John, we're going to watch a Colt team try to dig out of a 10-point hole against a very good defense. The Panthers defense and the Broncos defense, the two that have not allowed a first-quarter touchdown this year. It looks like that'll continue for Carolina here tonight.
Well, there's an old saying, defense wins championships. It's going to be hard for anybody to beat Carolina from what I've seen on tape from their defense. And you see the ball is possessed by their offense for such long periods of time with this running game led by Cam Newton. It's a tough combination to deal with.
Funny, you do a Philadelphia game, talk about the irrelevance of time of possession. You do a Carolina game, and it becomes very relevant because the defense is so good, and they like to run the ball. First and 10. This is Stewart, strung out to the right. He'll move forward for 3 yards, and that should bring us to the end of the first quarter.
But I go back. This is one tough customer to prepare for because you don't have a guy on your team that can simulate him on the practice field, and there's so many different kind of plays. You can't prepare for all of them.
2 Colts turnovers, 10 points for the Panthers after 1. Coach John Gruden, Lisa Salters. You see Cam Newton do that Superman thing. Well, the adventures of Super Cam, a lot of that happening on the ground. Since he came in the league, he leads all quarterbacks in rushing, almost 3,000 yards, and lowering the boom a lot. And then it's getting in the end zone. So if you take all the players since he came in the league, Marshawn Lynch, 50, Adrian Peterson, 37, Cam Newton, 37 rushing touchdowns. As many as Adrian Peterson, and Newton's the only one, or rather, Lynch is the only one who has more than Newton. Steve Young has the quarterback record all time, 43. Cam is 6 away from that, with, you would think, plenty of rushing touchdowns in his future. Begin this second quarter with 2nd and 7. And Newton flinging, incomplete, looking for Ginn, blanketed by Vontae Davis. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, you saw what he did there. He saw the safety coming down to blitz, and he changed the protection. He changed the pattern. He took control of the offense. It's nice work. You'd like to see him have an open receiver and complete the pass, but I like his recognition and his command of this offense. And I credit Mike Shula, the offensive coordinator. You talk about a coach that's adjusted his background to fit the skills of Newton. That would be Mike Shula. Look at this formation.
Two tight ends and Jonathan Stewart in the backfield. It's 3rd and 7. The pressure's picked up. It's a shot for Ginn downfield. Jaws through his hands and incomplete. And it's back-to-back 3 and outs for the Carolina offense. Not a night for passing. The quarterbacks are a combined 2 of 14 throwing in the rain.
Ball was well thrown. I thought Ginn could have laid out and made that play. Hard night to throw the ball. Obviously, these quarterbacks struggling to find any kind of completion.
T.Y. Hilton back to catch the punt again from Nortman. It's a short punt. Hilton running up on, trying to make a fair catch. It's going to bounce out of bounds. And it'll be a 43-yard kick, and the Colts take over at the 44. Drive 5 for Luck.
Excuse me, Mike. You just have to wonder if he's healthy, because it has not been good at all for Luck. Late down the middle, terrible interception early in the football game. Nobody open. Like to see him take off and run. Here's a wide open crossing route. He misses a throw here. And then the protection breaks down and he gets hit repeatedly. Got to find a spark somewhere. They've been shut out 3 times in the first half already this year.
Back to the ground game, and the ball's on the ground again. And the Colts have recovered. Second time they've recovered their own fumble. Here in this first half, Frank Gore has it knocked out of his hands.
Take a look at it. Latulele and Norman. Indianapolis has put it on the ground 3 times. They've had a fumbled snap. Luck has been stripped. That time it's Gore. And once again, 2nd down and long. Can Indianapolis pass protect? They haven't so far.
Hugh Thornton, the fumble recovery for the Colts. Four rush. Luck with a clean pocket. To check it down over the middle. Gore right near midfield. Kuechly the tackle. 3rd and a long 4 ahead. Oh, A.J. Klein, beg your pardon.
It's A.J. Klein. Every time he makes a tackle, they yell Kuechly.
Right.
Poor guy. He filled in for Kuechly for 3 games. Did a great job. And it's a credit to Dave Gettleman, Mike, the GM of the Panthers. He has found a lot of replacement players that can play at a high level. 3rd and 5.
It's Bradshaw in the backfield again for Indianapolis on 3rd down. The pressure comes up the middle. Bradshaw picked it up, and the crosser Fleener with a first down inside the 40. And Roman Harper takes him to the sideline at the 36-yard line. A first down gain of 14.
I love what Ahmad Bradshaw did picking up this blitz. It's a double A gap look. 2 linebackers between the center and the guard, and Ahmad Bradshaw steps up and stuffs Luke Kuechly. Beautiful work. And there's Kobe Fleener. I like these 2 tight ends, Allen and Fleener. This personnel grouping is a strong one for the Colts.
You like them on the field together?
A lot.
It's just the 2nd first down picked up by Indianapolis here tonight. The middle, Gore. 2-yard line. Roman Harper comes up and gets him. John, they've got some names that we've known for a long time. Peanut Tillman had the pick before. Jared Allen, the pressure. There's Roman Harper, a Super Bowl champion from his New Orleans days.
Well, they've added not only talented players, they've added a lot of football character. And that combination goes a long way towards winning. They've been leaders. They've really been rejuvenated in this Carolina scheme. It's a credit to Ron Rivera and once again Dave Gettleman, the GM, for giving these players a shot.
2nd and 6. Again a run with Gore, Harper, and Ben Wickery pull him down. It's a gain of a couple of yards. You know, Thomas Davis is here as well, so that gives you 4 players who are in your defensive core, starters really, for double-digit years in the NFL. What a presence they are, not just still on the field, but also in the meeting rooms with the younger players. Tillman's been to a Super Bowl. Allen would love to get there. So would Davis, NFL Walter Payton Man of the Year last year. And I mentioned Harper. Don't let the gray hair fool you. Roman Harper can still play.
No doubt.
3rd and 3. Run, Bradshaw. And he will get stopped. And in the heavier shower that's picked up, we'll see if Vinatieri goes for a 47-yard field goal.
Yes, they will. You have Andrew Luck, you have Andre Johnson, T.Y. Hilton, all these weapons. And on 3rd and 3, it looks like they run a trap play. Here's Latulele, number 99, collapsing, and Thomas Davis steps up. And here's Vinatieri, the ageless wonder at 42 years old.
See the driving rain coming down. McAfee will hold. It'll be from 47. Man who beat the Panthers with that Super Bowl winning kick, one of the 2 in his career. Matt Overton, the snap. Operation good. Those are professionals there, folks. Overton snap, McAfee hold, Vinatieri in the driving rain puts Indianapolis on the board. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Taco Bell's new Steak Boss Wraps. NFLshop.com. Get free shipping on orders today at the official store of the NFL. And DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. It's Jonathan Stewart, the running back for the Panthers. He listened to the Monday Night theme. He plays piano by ear. And there he cranks it out about 5 minutes after hearing it. Pretty impressive. Great musician as a studio in his house in Charlotte. We'll see him on the field in a moment. After the field goal by the Colts in this heavy rain, Indianapolis is lined up looking like an onside kick. And now they'll get to their regular area. It forced the Panthers to bring all their players within 10 yards. So they should have good coverage as Fozzie Whitaker lost it. It cleared the goal line, so he has to bring it out. And he's out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Once the ball came completely over the plane of the goal line into the field of play, he had to pick it up and run with it. Couldn't take it back in the end zone for a touchback. Well, Whitaker's the backup. Jonathan Stewart. This is his studio. He invited all of us to get a listen yesterday.
I didn't get invited. This is impressive.
Can add some stuff there, working on the computer.
Making his own beats. He ran me out of coaching. I'm going to start calling him the piano man from now on. Here he is lined up as a receiver. I love to see young people that can do a lot of different things. That's awesome.
8th year out of Oregon. He's had some great running days with D'Angelo Williams. Now does it alone. Newton hemmed in, getting out in this rain, and Cam will run it towards the marker. Take a heavy hit from Jarrell Freeman. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
I mean, the world I come from, I don't want my quarterback taking these kind of hits. That's about the 3rd time tonight Newton has been hit hard. That one right on the thigh board. Watch him scrambling to his left. Nobody open. Nobody uncovers. Off he goes. Get out of bounds. I worry about Newton.
He's uncommon with the size. He has the body to take it, but can you hold up for the constant pounding like this? Heaviest rain in game right now. Stewart up the middle will have the first down across the 26-yard line, just shy of the 27.
Well, you can talk about the rushing yards and the touchdowns. It's so impressive, but these hits concern me, and I know they concern everybody in this organization. These hits take their toll. And Cam Newton is a $100 million quarterback, and this Carolina Panther football team is not 6-0 without him.
And crew, remember last year, this was the Monday night we had them in Philadelphia when they were struggling. It looked like he could barely walk. He was in so much pain. Going to get hit here as he throws, and hangs in and completes it to Olsen at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 8 on the play. Jaquil Jackson was putting the pressure on.
Well, Jackson told us he was going to blitz up the middle. Number 52 on a cross dog blitz. He hits Newton right before this ball is delivered. Cam Newton stood in there under fire, and there's Greg Olsen. He has an incredible route tree. And he can run patterns from anywhere on the field, and he never leaves the football field. I don't think he's missed a play all year.
He has not. On the field every snap coming into this week. They bring Hatchery into the backfield. The mesh point is a fumble. Not a clear handoff between Stewart and Newton in this rain. The Colts feel as though they're on it. The umpires in there digging the bodies out. Bjorn Werner at the bottom of the pile. A flag is thrown as there was pushing off the top of the pile. There you see Stewart had it, then it came out. Colts have recovered.
Huge break. And Jonathan Stewart, who played in this read option offense at Oregon, and Cam Newton with his experience at Auburn, this is an uncommon mistake. I think Cam tried to pull the ball out at the last second. That's a poor mesh and a costly turnover, and the Colts are going to have great field position.
And a flag on top of it.
After the fumble recovery, after the play was over, personal foul, defense number 61, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's on Fernando Velasco, the center, who's in for Ryan Kalil, and that was a point of emphasis this year in the NFL. Guys who are trying to make the hits on the pile late should be penalized. Velasco picked up the 15 there. He felt it shouldn't have been called, but it was picked up, and it's Colt ball at the 24.
Got to credit Indianapolis after a horrific start. They're on the cusp of tying this football game. Can they find their passing game in this weather against this front four?
They correct the mark. It's moved to the 22 after the flag. Only one other Colt not in your picture. 10 there, or Panther, I should say, as Luck is back to pass. Fires to the right, to the pylon. Incomplete. Harper with a lot of contact with Allen, and no flag is thrown. Incomplete.
Carolina brings the pressure, and they isolate the veteran Roman Harper against Dwayne Allen. It's a corner route. Allen, 8 touchdowns last year. Boy, that's a penalty, Mike. I can't believe that play was not called as pass interference.
So 2nd and 10 now. Pressure off the corner. Luck holds on to it, will scramble and be taken out by Kuechly, and then twisted and hit on the back end of the play by Kurt Coleman, the safety. It's to the 16-yard line.
That's what I want to see Luck do. Be decisive. Nobody's open. Put the ball down and run. He is a skilled runner. He can run the ball for first downs and touchdowns. And by keeping himself in a manageable 3rd down, he opens up the playbook. But once again, ball security, a major problem for the Colts.
Lost it on the way there, but able to secure it. 3rd and 4. Gore is the back. Panthers rush 4. Luck end zone for his tight end, broken up. Fleener trying to bring it down. Kurt Coleman got in the way.
Great coverage down the field. And Coleman, the veteran safety, does an excellent job. Number 20 at the bottom of the screen. Luke Kuechly carries the vertical route, and he gets help from Coleman, and he needed it. I don't think Fleener would have caught that ball anyway, Mike.
Kuechly, great coverage. Remember seeing him go down the pipe with Gronkowski as they were locked in coverage on that Monday night, that famous no call in the Patriots game here a few years ago on a Monday night.
I still go back to the play on Harper. I felt that was pass interference. Should have been 1st and goal at the 1. Carolina dodged a bullet.
Vinatieri from 34. And in the heavy rain, 2 field goals converted. So Cam and a piano man, a little off key. And the turnover turns into 3. Carolina, time to put the Monday night lights on a terrific prep team in the area. Northwestern High School, just across the border in Rock Hill, South Carolina, 25 miles south of here. They were at the Panthers practice yesterday. Got to see Cam and all the guys. Get some pictures taken, including Coach Ron Rivera. The Bearcats are 9-1. Turned out some impressive players. Benjamin Watson, Cordero Patterson, Jeff Burris, remember the first-round pick for the Bills. They got to come on the Monday night bus. Check out Coach Kurt's Super Bowl ring, among other things. The Rock Hill area, 70,000 is the population, John, or just a little bit under. And they have turned out some great football. It's known as Football City, USA. Jadeveon Clowney, Stephon Gilmore from that area. Good to have them come visit the big leagues. Fozzie Whitaker from the 2 got a good block up the middle. Griff Whalen tackles him as Whitaker almost lost the ball at the 23-yard line. Capes are off. Back out into the elements for Newton in the offense. Tomorrow night, the next 30 for 30 chronicles the tenure of Colorado head coach Bill McCartney. The powerhouse program in the 80s and the 90s, but his combination of football and religion didn't sit well with some in Boulder. It's called The Gospel According to Mac. I'm looking forward to see that tomorrow night, 9 Eastern on ESPN. It's right after E60 at 8 Eastern. Lisa's got an interesting piece on Matt Forte coming up. It's on your docket tomorrow night. Cam Newton from his own 23. Drive start. Olsen couldn't hold it. He was taken off. He had a lot of space to run, but dropped it.
Boy, both of these teams have not been able to function in this weather. Play action pass. You're going to see Olsen run a flat and up. He's wide open. Ball's laid in there perfectly. And having a hard time catching it, throwing it, hanging on to it. Not good.
The quarterbacks are a combined 5 of 20 for 44 yards. Newton slant caught by Brown. First down, Corey Brown, second-year man from Ohio State, and a gain of 11 to the 34.
This is hard to do. You're in a shotgun. You're playing in a driving rainstorm. You got to catch the snap, fake it to the back, and then get the ball in a throwing position. But you can see what the fake did to number 50, Jarrell Freeman. It's just amazing to me how Cam Newton can throw the football from some of these awkward play-action mechanics. It's a credit to him. He must have humongous hands.
Time here. Shot down the field. Underthrown for Ginn and intercepted by Davis. Dwight Lowry and Vontae Davis collided with each other. And the way the Colts season has gone, you were expecting that to pop into the hands of Ginn. But it is an interception and the 4th turnover of this game. 2 each way.
Well, Cam gets nothing on this throw. He's going to throw this off his back foot. He's got to finish on his front foot if you're going to throw the ball deep down the field. Another turnover, and here come the Colts.
Low completion percentage is normal for Cam Newton. The range significantly factoring in. But some of the basics not helping him either, John.
Well, you throw the ball deep down the field with good protection. You got to finish on your front foot. He's hopping, falling backwards. There's nothing on the throw, and there's 2 Colts could have intercepted that one. Can Indianapolis capitalize?
Second pick of the year for Vontae Davis. Had one last week. 19th of his NFL career for Kuechly.
That's just great defense. A.J. Klein forces the play back inside. He knows where his help is. And Luke Kuechly comes from inside out for a form tackle on Gore. The Colts have stayed with their running game. They're making an attempt to be balanced tonight. Perhaps the weather is forcing their hand.
The wind is blowing left to right, so Indy's going into this wind-blown rain as Luck steps up, finds Andre Johnson for the first time tonight to the 40. And it's a first down for Indianapolis. Andre Johnson, it has been not the impact everyone thought you would see this year. Just 20 catches in the first 7 games for this all-time Texans receiver. A dozen terrific years there. Top 10 in catches this year in the NFL. Hasn't been getting much separation or action thus far this year.
Well, he's on the bench in this personnel grouping when the Colts use this 2 tight end, 2 receiver set. Andre Johnson is on the sideline.
From the 40, it is Frank Gore up inside about 5 yards on that carry.
I like it, Mike. Get these two tight ends out there on both sides of this formation. Let Andrew Luck pick which side to go to. Watch Frank Gore start to his right. Gets good backside blocking from Costanzo and Fleener. Anchor down the hatches with two tight ends. Give Frank Gore a chance to get downhill. He's known for that. What a great eye runner he was at Miami, Florida.
Long time ago, 11 years in the league now. A lot of good running that he's done. Approaching 4 minutes in this rain-filled first half. Again, Gore, no pitch count tonight. It's a Frank Gore kind of game. 4 yards on the carry. Johnny's had it a dozen times. And we talk about, you get a veteran, you want to make sure that you don't run him into the ground. You want to protect him. But at some point, when desperate times are coming, you want to give this guy the ball a lot and say, let's go.
No doubt. That's what Coach Pagano said. Hey, the heck with the pitch count. I'm staying with Gore. Remember, Pagano's a Miami Hurricane himself. He came from a program where he probably recruited Gore and Andre Johnson. But they've gone with the smaller back, Ahmad Bradshaw, in his 3rd down and 1 situation.
Jack Doyle, the tight end, moving. Bradshaw not getting there. It's Kurt Coleman. First 4 years with the Eagles. Last year with the Chiefs, having a good first half of the season here in Carolina.
This Sean McDermott, the defensive coordinator, uses a lot of perimeter blitzes, and Joe Wright's at right tackle number 76 has to somehow hinge out there and be a factor on that. Kurt Coleman runs it down from behind, and critical breakdown on the backside in short yardage.
You see, Wright's never saw him. Wright was looking left that whole time. There's no awareness of that unblocked player. McAfee scoops up a low snap, does a nice job to get rid of it. And it will be, it hit the goal line, so it's a touchback. It was very close to checking up before that goal line, so it's a touchback, which is rare for McAfee. 2.5 till the half, and that time will be Toyota halftime with Chris Berman back in our studio. We'll have Boomer's final drive, a reprise of yesterday in the league. Peyton Manning looks strong. How about the Breeze Manning show in New Orleans involving Eli Manning? Adam and Mort have an update. Been a big trade in the NFL. Trade deadline tomorrow. And Herbie will be with us. Kirk Herbstreit will preview the first college football playoff poll, rankings, I should say, which will come out tomorrow on ESPN at 7 Eastern time. Did you see what happened to Herbstreit during the game the other night with my pal Fowler at Temple?
I got scared.
He's scared.
Those little guys scared me. They jumped on the TV screen. I fell out of my bed 2 nights ago.
They got Kirk pretty good, that Notre Dame Temple game on Halloween in Philly. No scares for Kirk. He'll be with Boomer coming up here at halftime. First down run, Stewart, nowhere to go. Big loss coming. It'll be a loss of 8 yards as the initial penetration from Trent Cole set the tone for the Colts defense as we close in on the 2-minute warning.
Trent Cole has made some plays tonight. You talk about an outside linebacker setting the edge. Don't let that ball get outside. Force it back into your help. He does an excellent job creating penetration. He allows the 12 Jackson and a host of Colts to come to the party. Nice work.
Panthers only 28 plays, 73 yards. Some credit to the Colts defense in the slop here tonight. 2-minute warning in Charlotte. Sure, they'd like to be in the Dome in Indianapolis. The numbers would be better. The 2 number-1 picks back-to-back years. Real struggle both ways for Andrew Luck and Cam Newton here tonight. Turnovers early allowed Carolina to jump out to the 10-0 lead. With back-to-back possessions with turnovers for the Panthers before this one. Colts getting on the board with a couple of field goals. 10-6 as we hit the 2-minute warning. And 2nd and 17 for Carolina. It's a 3-man rush. Luck gets it to Olsen, splashing out of the backfield and out of bounds, so saving time for the Colts if they get the ball back. Only a gain of a yard.
Nice play by Darius Butler. Colts have plenty of time. I expect a timeout immediately if there is a completion or a running play to give Andrew Luck and this offense another crack at it. Cam's got to be very careful in this situation. Alert for a screen pass if you're the Colts.
Need to get to the 30 to keep the drive going. 4 rush. Camp shot downfield. Ginn breaks free. And Ted Ginn caught it at the 40-yard line.
Unbelievable that Greg Toller would bite in that situation. It's an out and up. Toller took the cheese, and Ted Ginn on an out and up shreds him. Beautiful throw by Newton, and Ted Ginn can do the one thing that scouts still look for: run. Beautiful throw by Newton, fine protection, and that's a backbreaker if you're the Colts.
There's a 48-yard gain. Longest of the evening. It's timeout for Carolina with 1:41 and a couple of timeouts left. There's a Panther team that had 74 yards before that play. It picks up 48 on the long ball to Ted Ginn, who really seems to have a connection with Cam Newton. Remember, he was in Miami, went to Arizona.
Yeah.
It didn't work out where he was drafted with the Dolphins or last year at the Cardinals. But he comes back here where he had a good year. Turns around, he has another good season going now.
It's unbelievable, this receiving core, how they have stepped up in the absence of Benjamin, who was a budding star last year. First down, and running the option is still in play, even though it's a 2-minute drill. They're known for it.
So the Colts 38. More confident with that throw to Devin Funchess, the second-round pick out of Michigan, at the 30-yard line. Inbounds, clock turning.
Just Funchess' 7th catch of the season. He's had his problem with drops. Good confidence builder for the rookie.
2 designed run for Cam. Strung out, taken down. Mike Adams, who's back in the lineup, had a hamstring injury, so we didn't see him play against New Orleans.
This is a power play run by a quarterback. Backside guard pulls. They string it to the outside, and Mike Adams does the right thing. You got to go low on Cam Newton. A lot of people try to tackle him high, but he's just too big and too strong. And I've seen some good sure tackles from this Colts secondary tonight against the massive Cam Newton.
Told you earlier, Andrew Norwell was hurt. He's out, the left guard. Amini Silatolu is playing left guard for the Panthers for the last 2 drives. 3rd and 4. Newton too tall for Ginn and incomplete. And we'll see from here, it'll be around a 50-yard field goal attempt for Gano if they choose to kick it on 4th and 4.
Well, Cam's disappointed in himself. He had Ginn wide open on a hook route. And it's obvious that Rivera's going to go for it again. He converted 2 4th and shorts early in this football game on their touchdown drive. And be alert for a hard count. Perhaps Cam Newton will try to draw the Colts off sides.
A couple of years ago, when things were down, became more aggressive in play calling, earning the nickname Riverboat Ron. They'll go for 4th down for the 3rd time in this half. Newton hangs in there, throws complete. Ginn got it. First down and more Ginn. Inside the 20, there's a flag down as Ginn is inside the 5 and at the 4. Flag is down in the middle of the secondary. And it's offensive pass interference according to the initial signal.
Pass interference. Offense number 88. Blocking downfield. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
Has been the big point of contention to clean up was Greg Olsen blocking downfield too early. It negates 28-yard catch and run.
That's clearly a pick play. He tried to pick the defender that was covering Ginn. That's a good call. That's a call that's been made for years in this league, and they got the veteran Olsen on a costly penalty.
Olsen very unhappy about it. The ball was in the hands of Newton. The contact made. The penalty called. So instead of 1st and goal, it is a punt from Nortman. T.Y. Hilton will fair catch at the 8-yard line. Hilton back returning punts. 34 yards on the kick. Man, the weather, John, it always impacts a game, especially a game like this in the special teams area. It started with Quan Bray muffing a punt, then the fumble on the second play. Kickoff to Carolina was muffed by Fozzie Whitaker. The mesh point on the read option, not a clean connection with Stewart, and he fumbled it. Olsen dropped one. He catches 99 times out of 100. You've coached plenty of games in the rain, especially your days in Tampa. It's part of dealing with this division, especially for the Panthers, the NFC South. They play in a lot of rain games. Gore runs right, protects it to the 15-yard line.
That's going to be a big conversation at halftime. These are professionals. They got to deal with the elements. They're going to play in a lot tougher situations than this when the cold weather blows in. But Indianapolis has not been a good 2-minute drill team at the end of the first half. I expect them to be very conservative.
2nd and 2. The Panthers have 2 first downs, or 2 timeouts, so they're seeing if the Colts get a first down, force them to use those timeouts. But Luck's going to milk the clock because he sees that Rivera's not trying to stop it here.
Rep 70! What's up?
And to Gore, who will get that first down. Hit hard at the 24-yard line. Nobody looking to take a timeout, and they will head to the locker room. 10-0 Panthers after 1. 2 field goals for Vinatieri and the Colts in the second. Carolina gets the ball in the third quarter. They're up 4 as we send it to Chris Berman and the Toyota halftime. Chris.
All right.
Classic rain game in the Queen City on this Monday night. 2 number 1 picks have found wet weather, turnovers, struggles. Nothing special. Lowest first half passing total for Andrew Luck. On the ground, the only way to get it done, the 1 touchdown punched in by Jonathan Stewart. 10-6, our halftime score here in Charlotte. Third quarter set to begin. Mike Tirico, John Gruden, Lisa Salters. And John's time now for the Zales. Extraordinary moments. Not many extraordinary moments in that first half. Out of the ordinary because we're seeing 2 guys with a lot of talent have a very tough first half.
Yeah, but if I'm Chuck Pagano, I'm going to tell Andrew Luck, it doesn't have to be pretty. We can turn our season around with 30 minutes of football, but so far it's been tough on Luck. Fumbled snap, critical turnover, then he's making a bad decision late down the middle, and it's intercepted. He's missed a couple throws. Penalties have loomed their ugly head again, and he's hanging on to the ball a little too long at times. Also, Mike, the Colts can turn their season around right here in the second half. It doesn't have to be pretty, but they're going to need more from their star quarterback than what they got in the first half.
So this was a microcosm of their season. What you saw here in the first half, just 6 points. An Indianapolis team that's been shut out 3 times. Carolina's defense dug in. They were the beneficiary early of those couple of turnovers. Again, the penchant for onside kicks, the quality of them, forcing Carolina to bring all 10 players up close, plus the alignment, and it's limiting the returns. No return for Fozzie Whitaker. Panthers will take over at the 20-yard line, and here is Lisa Salters in the rain.
Yeah, Mike. Well, Ron Rivera was still upset about that pass interference call on Greg Olsen at the end of the half. He walked into the locker room having a very heated discussion with the officials about that. But when I caught up with him, I asked him how he and his team could better combat the weather, and he said, we've just got to hold on to the ball. Chuck Pagano said exactly the same thing. He said, we were able to overcome a couple of early turnovers, but he said whoever wins the turnover battle in this game, he said, we'll probably win it. Mike?
All right, Lisa, thank you. Thanks to the crew, and in addition to you out there in the elements. It was raining heavily throughout the majority of the second quarter. Each team has turned it over twice. It is Stewart with a first down run. Hard running, 14 yards for Jonathan Stewart.
Well, they used Philly Brown on this fake end around, and he neutralizes the backside. And Jonathan Stewart pounds the Colts with an impressive inside run. I love the way he finishes runs. He comes looking for you, Mike. He does not shy away from contact. Nice start for the Panthers.
Here we go. Hey, round it.
Cam Newton got a look at what the Colts were thinking about. They bring pressure. His cross for Olsen is incomplete with Dwight Lowery, the safety, in coverage.
They told us last night Lowery is going to come up into the box and cover the tight end Greg Olsen. That time he got onto the line of scrimmage. He pressed Greg Olsen and did an excellent job. So far, Indianapolis done a nice job taking Greg Olsen away from Cam Newton. Big reason why they've struggled to throw the football.
It's Greg Minuski, defensive coordinator for the Colts. You saw there, first time he's gone up against a Cam Newton quarterback team. 2nd and 10. Nice cut by Stewart. We got a towel full and nothing else as Stewart moves to the 38-yard line. It'll set up 3rd and 5.
It's 3rd down and 5 or less a lot for Carolina. And these manageable 3rd downs keep Cam Newton with a full playbook. They can run a lot of different types of plays. It's very frustrating for defenses because they can't cut loose their blitzes and do some of the things they want to do against this offensive line of the Panthers.
Colts bringing pressure this time. Newton nowhere to go, but he got away from Billy Wynn and got the first down with a leap over Darius Butler. All Cam for 11 yards.
Just not supposed to happen this way. It's a double A gap blitz. 2 linebackers come right up the middle. They have Cam Newton with nowhere to go. It's unbelievable. How about that ball security? He's swinging that ball. Loves to compete. He has a will to win, unlike a lot of people.
Gain takes it to the 48-yard line. Another first down, Stewart run. And good off the left side, too. Gain of nearly 7. Again, remember the left guard, Andrew Norwell, is out with injury. Went out in the first quarter. Amini Silatolu is replaced him at left guard.
Have an injured Colt. Mike and Chuck Pagano cannot like this. Last week, the Saints came out of the locker room and drove it right down Indianapolis's throat. And let's hope Vontae Davis is okay. Looks like an ankle.
As they look at Davis, the corner for the Colts. We have an injury timeout. ESPN's Monday Night Football brought to you by Burger King. Lexus in their pursuit of perfection. And ESPNFanshop.com, powered by Dick's Sporting Goods. Back at Bank of America Stadium here in Charlotte. Our coverage tonight from Spider Cam, tripping down on the field, brought to you by DirecTV. Vontae Davis gingerly walked off the field. You see him there on the sideline. In the interim, Darius Butler, normally the nickel, plays the corner. It's 2nd and 3. And right back to Stewart, who is tripped up after a gain of only a yard.
And you see Bjorn Werner out there playing outside linebacker. Don't know where Trent Cole or Eric Walden is. Colts shuffling a lot of players in and out. And another critical 3rd and short. Cam Newton, once again, likes the ball in his hands. Look for a bootleg.
Needing a yard and a half. Newton coming out to Fozzie Whitaker, who never caught it. I believe it's going to be ruled incomplete. It is, and it's 4th down. You can see the Colts were very wise to that. They caught to Greg Olsen on the left of the offensive formation, and Whitaker was blanketed on the right.
That play didn't fool anybody. They tried to fake a screen to the left and set up Whitaker on the right. There's Werner, former #1 pick.
What's his name again?
Bjorn Werner.
He's so good at your.
I love saying his name.
Yes, you do. What about Brad Nortman? Try to pin T.Y. Hilton and the Colts inside the 10. Nose down, just end over end. Hilton's going to come get it at the 19-yard line. There's only a 25-yard kick and no return. Lowest first half passing total in Andrew Luck's career, 37 yards. Try to pump that up in the second half. Andrew Luck in the huddle during that time. He's trying to be energized, trying to be fired up. He knows his numbers have been bad. He knows he's dealing with injury throughout the season. First half numbers bad, but there's been an uptick in the second half of games. Hoping to do the same here. Indianapolis down 4. First possession of this second half. And it gets to Gore and a wait for it. Slips down, a gain of 3 as Benet-Ben-Wickery comes off the corner to make the stop.
Well, this Colt offense needs one signature drive. They can turn their season around with a couple back-to-back completions. Get Andrew Luck in a rhythm. A win here tonight can turn this season around, but they're going to need to possess the ball and put together a signature drive or 2.
There's 5 completions. Middle run, Gore hanging on to Roman Harper, a yard shy of the first down. 5 completions, John. None to T.Y. Hilton's been targeted only once. 37 receptions for Hilton, top 10 in receiving yards in the league. But quiet thus far as Pep Hamilton tries to dial up some plays to keep the chains moving.
Well, Andrew Luck has proved that he can play in his career. He's proved that he can play at a high level. But now he's got to prove that he can battle through adversity. Bad weather, penalties, turnovers, sore shoulder, you name it. Can the young quarterback get it done?
3 tight ends in on 3rd and 1, and Bradshaw off the left takes Kuechly to the 34-yard line. First down as they went with some big people to move the chain.
3 tight ends. They put Jack Doyle, a tight end, at fullback. Create an I formation. He leads the way off the left side, and it's a beautiful north-south run by Bradshaw, who's looked good tonight.
Bradshaw remains the back. Personnel group stays the same. Bradshaw lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, and good job to finish off a slippery run of about 3. K'Wan Short, defensive player of the month in October, got in there, but he couldn't make the stop.
Well, it's great penetration by Short, number 99. He just can't wrap up the elusive Bradshaw, who does an excellent job getting something out of nothing.
Single, single.
2nd and 7. Davis is blitzing. He got picked up, and Gore's got the first down. Back-to-back first downs, Indianapolis. A ground-based drive at the 46-yard line.
And Bradshaw and Gore, you can't find 2 more competitive veteran backs than these two. Going to be a blitz off the right side, and they're going to run the ball away from the blitz. And Frank Gore, with 2 hands on the ball in traffic, gets the Colts another first down.
Balanced formation to the right, put extra people on that side. Gore runs for about 2 yards to the left.
And Josh Norman, number 24, the star corner of the Carolina Panthers, has been looking for T.Y. Hilton. Colts have been running the football repeatedly. They're daring Andrew Luck to throw the ball in this weather. And if you want to throw it to your star receiver, you're going to have to throw it against our best corner. I'd love to see it.
There at the top of the screen. Second and 9. The draw with Bradshaw. John, this is not the Colts team we've seen over the last 3 years. They're lined up. They're playing dirty, old-fashioned run power football on this drive.
And they're going to use a hurry up in this short yardage situation to try to get a playoff in 3rd and 1 before Carolina can ready themselves.
Bradshaw the back. He's going left. That was read all the way. Great play by Kurt Coleman. Kurt Coleman read that right before the snap. Beeline in the backfield, and he forces a punt.
Got too cute there, Mike. 3rd down and 1. They use a quick huddle and a 1-back set, and they didn't fool anybody. You see Coleman, he might be the grinder tonight, Mike. That's the 3rd big play the veteran safety has made, but I'm surprised the Colts didn't huddle and get to their best short yardage play. That had no chance.
McAfee, one more time. We'll try to keep Ginn from getting a return. That'll be disappointed with that. Usually he gets the ball to spin back. 53 to the kick.
Open-minded, listening to Cam, doing the things he's comfortable doing, and yet at the same time helping him develop to another level.
Vontae Davis back in the game for the Colts. Left that last drive with an ankle injury. He's up in the slot at the top on this 1st and 10. Newton throwing towards Ginn, and it is ruled incomplete.
You know, these Shulas are used to being undefeated, Mike. I mean, these Miami Dolphins, they went 17-0 in 1972. Don Shula, the great Hall of Fame coach. And they did it with a running game. 211 yards rushing a game. There's the Panthers on the right. And
also good defense, too. Think about it. Mike Shula grew up around those Dolphins and understands that it doesn't have to always be pretty. It doesn't have to always be power offense and passing the ball. You can maximize your skill set there. And there's the run by Cam Newton that is denied by Jarrell Freeman and DeQuell Jackson. But your point is very interesting, John, of this day and age with 50 passes, 60 passes in the game. He's not afraid to just win games with no regard for stats. Just do what you need to do, much like his dad's teams did, and fit your personnel.
Got to be unselfish, and these Shulas, they find a way to win.
3rd and 10. Newton, pressure, stepping up. Tolbert, a release, and a ton of room for Tolbert. 1st down inside the 45.
This Cam Newton in the pocket is unbelievable. Tolbert isn't even looking to get out and run a check down. Cam Newton is going to drop back the pass, and Tolbert is going to stay in to help. He's going to look down the field. There's nobody open. And he has the presence to flip it to the veteran Tolbert, who's made a lot of big plays in his career.
Had 2 touchdowns last week in the victory over Philadelphia. His first touch of the night goes for 40 yards to the 40. And on this night with very few big gainers, there's one there. The 48-yarder to Ted Ginn earlier. Good whistle. And a timeout taken. Well, Panthers, 5:08 remaining here in the 3rd. To you exactly what's going on, but we don't know yet. But there are a couple of fans who are rappelling there. You see the police officers right around them. I don't know if there's a banner that they're trying to get unfurled or what. In any case, they're just dangling there behind that upper deck, or the 2nd deck on down to the 1st. And the police officers and security folks here at the stadium are checking on their whereabouts at this point. So for whatever reason they are there, we will try to find out what is going on. The game does continue. 1st and 10. At the 40-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Stewart's the lone back, and one of those receivers is Corey Brown. Got a block on the edge of the reverse inside the 30 to gain 13 to the 27th-yard line. You can see Olsen, the tight end, who was flagged earlier for offensive pass interference, wanted to make sure it wasn't called for a hold there.
Good ball handling. Watch Greg Olsen come from the far side of the formation to lead this reverse for Philly Brown. Olsen has done a lot. He never leaves the field. He's become a very good blocker, pass protector, and receiver. He's an all-purpose tight end.
Marked out at 26.
Hey, Disco, even plant. Disco, even plant.
So the gain was 14. First down, Cam. Looking, throwing back. Olsen, one man to get away from. Beautiful open field tackle, Jarrell Freeman. It's still a gain of 6 for the Panthers tight end.
Used to call this the oh shucks screen. Quarterback is going to roll out to his right. Lineman pulling, and Olsen tries to get lost in the shuffle. But that's a heads-up play by Jarrell Freeman.
I thought you called it something slightly different than that.
I used to.
Okay. From the 20-yard line, here is Stewart. Got out of the Lowry tackle. Stewart first down and more. Inside the 10, it's first and goal. And Jonathan Stewart putting on a power running show here on this drive.
We call him the piano man. Dancing in the hole. Watch Jonathan Stewart start to his left. His feet stay alive. He bursts to the outside and watch him lower this left shoulder. Love it. Jonathan Stewart on a wet night shows great balance and great finish on the sideline.
11 carries for 17 yards in the first half, but he's turned it on here in the second. His 5 second half carries have netted 39 yards and has the Panthers knocking on the door. From the 6, Cam keeping, powering to the 1-yard line. Another Freeman tackle.
This is unbelievable. This is a power play that the tailback is supposed to carry. It's going to be a double team on the right side. They're going to pull the guard, lead with the back, and let Cam Newton, the $100 million man, slam it inside on the goal line. This is uncommon football, Mike, but it is sure effective, and Carolina's on the brink of winning their 11th straight game.
They've brought in an extra lineman in Chris Scott. Second and goal. Lost the ball.
Game changer there.
Billy Wynn on the bottom down there, I believe, and the Colts have come up with it. It is a third turnover for Carolina, and Wynn comes up with a fumble recovery.
Thought he pulled out too soon. In a goal line situation, you try to get away from the center and get the ball deep to your tailback. Costly mistake by the Panthers.
And remember, the normal center, Ryan Khalil, out tonight. Fernando Velasco, the center. The exchange turns into a turnover. Both quarterbacks working without their starting centers have had exchange issues in the rain. Fumble here with Newton knocking on the door of the end zone.
Well, your center's got a tough reach block. You got to dig in there with your hands and ride the center. I thought Cam pulled out too quickly on the exchange, and it's a costly mistake. You see it a lot in goal line situations, and let's see if this Carolina defense in a sudden change situation can get off the field. They're known to do that. They love these types of situations to cover for their offense when they've made a mistake.
Andrew Luck and the Colts start from their own 3 in a 10-6 game, late third. Luck to throw, slant to Hilton, no chance. Josh Norman continues to pitch the shutout. So you're talking about, John. It's continued here tonight after a turnover. Those sudden change situations where the defense has to run back out there and hold the fort. They haven't allowed a touchdown, just 5 field goals in 10 situations like that.
The harder it gets, the more they like it. Davis, Keithley, and the rest of this Panther defense. And Josh Norman is throwing a shutout again tonight.
He's got Dante Moncrief now. Just 5 completions for Luck. Running out of the end zone, Gore. Hard yard for sure. And the pushing at the end of the play. Order restored by the officials.
Third down and 8. Gotta hurry.
Well, Luck's telling them the play clock's running. You see in red there, it's down to 19.
You want to give yourself time at the line of scrimmage. They're going to give them a fresh 25.
Yeah, they also changed the ball, which they're doing on every play here. So the post-play issues with the teams, plus getting a new ball in place, pump the clock back up to 25.
Hilton and Norman at the bottom of the screen. Where is T.Y. Hilton?
I'm surprised they don't just run it here. They will throw out of the end zone and take a shot downfield for Hilton. Incomplete.
Josh Norman. You're playing with fire. You mess with this young cornerback. He'll go get your best receiver. It's bump and run coverage. It's T.Y. Hilton to the post. Watch this hang time. Woo. Josh Norman 5th-round pick out of Coastal Carolina, a ball-hawking machine, has learned how to play disciplined football in this system. And I can't tell you how impressed I have been with Norman on tape.
Rain picking up. McAfee to kick. Back towards his own goal line. It's a tumbler. It's going to be returned. Ginn, 47, trying to set up a wall of blocks. He might get it. Ginn, 40. And couldn't turn the corner as McAfee did a good job to pitch him to the sideline. But Carolina's going to have the ball in great shape at the Colts 29-yard line. A return of 18.
Credit the sudden change defense, and nobody really does it better than Ted Ginn when it comes to returning punts. He's had a number of 20-plus yard returns in his career. And Carolina knocking at the door again.
Colin Jones threw a nice block, and good discipline by the special teams of the Panthers not to have a block in the back there as Ginn was setting up that wall. Only one touchdown in the game scored by Carolina. Middle of the first quarter. Run by that man Stewart, who gains 2. Henry Anderson on the bottom made the tackle.
These Indianapolis Colts on defense have gone toe-to-toe with Cam Newton and the Panther offense. It's a spread formation. Ed Dixon at the bottom of the screen. Offset back. Cam Newton loves the zone read in these long yardage situations.
Dixon goes from wide out to be in that back spot up top for Olsen. Brought it down. Touchdown, Carolina.
Start thinking it's a zone read, and they run a play-action pass, and they burn you. It's a maximum protection. They slide the line one way. Both backs go the opposite direction. Cam Newton has Olsen on a beautiful seam route for 6. What a player he is. Made his first Pro Bowl last year in his 8th season, and Cam Newton continues to find ways to win football games. He could care less about his passing stats, his QB rating. He just wants to beat you on the scoreboard, Mike.
A 27-yard touchdown. Olsen, his 4th on the season. Gano for the extra point. 17-6 Carolina. Well, John, we talked about the injury to Kelvin Benjamin. There's no #1 receiver per se on this team, but the variety of things that Olsen can do, so effective, and we saw it there in the touchdown.
Well, when he lines up as a conventional tight end on the end of line, he can run a lot of different routes. Shallow crosses, deep crosses, special seams, you name it. But when he outside releases and gets vertical, you don't know if he's going to run the corner or the seam. That time he sold the corner, broke it back to the post. And that's the route that Greg Olsen is famous for. Watch how he runs this pattern against Vontae Davis. And then he goes up and gets the ball.
But can't a bunch of guys run all these different routes?
I think a lot of guys can run these routes, but Greg Olsen, he can block from that position. He can do so many different things. But watch him start to the outside like he's going to run a corner. He breaks back to the seam. And then he has the size and the hang time to go up and make plays on the ball. He has a wide receiver type skill set, but he can put his hand down and block at the point of attack. He never comes off the field. What a leader he is. He's still mad at me probably for saying he was involved in that PI in the first half, but he's even got a nice beard. Look at him, Mike. What a player.
Came over in trade from Chicago 4 years ago. No return on this Graham Gano kickoff. It'll be touchback. And Indianapolis will take over at the 20. But your point is so good about Olsen because the ability to stretch the field and go deep on those routes that you showed, in addition to just being the solid third down dependable receiver that so many tight ends can be. He's a real complete tight end, and you talk about this every time we watch games. Fewer and fewer of those in the league.
There are. And, you know, Jason Witten, Heath Miller, Benjamin Watson, Gronkowski, put him in that club. He's a guy that you can run any play you can think of He can block, he can play in the backfield, he can run any route, and he is a great receiving tight end.
And a huge play there really puts Indianapolis in a bit of a hole, down 11 now, with 1/4 and 14 seconds left to avoid going 3-5. Score for a couple as this third quarter comes to an end. Only touchdown of the quarter scored by Olsen. Panthers by 11 after 3 in Charlotte.
ESPN, celebrating the legacy of Monday Night Football.
This is his time. This is your game. Knicks Cavs at 8. Clippers Warriors at 10:30. Wednesday on ESPN.
Wednesday. Prepare to get it all.
The CMA Awards with performances by Miranda Lambert, Blake Shelton, Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, Little Big Town, Florida Georgia Line, Sam Hunt, and more. Plus, one-of-a-kind duets with Keith Urban and John Mellencamp, Thomas Rhett and Fallout Boy. Brad and Carrie host the CMA Awards live Wednesday 8/7 Central on ABC.
Well, right now you can get 15 gigs for the price of 10. That's 5 extra gigs for the same price.
So 5 more gigs for the same price?
Yeah. Allow me to demonstrate. Do you like your pretzel?
Yeah.
50% more data for the same price.
I like this metaphor.
Oh, it's even better with funnel cakes.
But very sticky.
Get 15 gigs for the price of 10. And now get $300 credit for every line you switch. Now at AT&T.
Moving soon? U-Verse makes moving easy and rewarding. Just call or go online to move your service. Then pack up your DVR and take all your recorded content with you when you move locally. Add a wireless receiver and put your TV on any wall in your new home. No need for a TV outlet. Plus, you can get a $300 AT&T Visa reward card for moving your qualifying TV service. Go online or call today. With AT&T, the U-Verse revolves around you.
In the fourth quarter, Mike Tirico, John Gruden, and Lisa Salters. It is a 17-6 Panther lead over the Indianapolis Colts. We have had rain throughout the night. It's been heavy at times, a little bit lighter at this point. But still, it's been a struggle for Andrew Luck. 5 of 13, only 40 yards passing. They can't even get the short stuff. K'Wan Short gets his hand on that and knocks it away.
These Carolina Panthers are pressing every one of the Colt receivers and daring Andrew Luck to throw one of these guys the ball. Carolina is showing no fear in these Colt receivers. They're challenging them on every single snap, and Josh Norman is a star of this show.
Very good Panther defense. The struggles of the Colts receivers to get separation and the rain contributing to the worst statistical night in Andrew Luck's career to this point. Ahmad Bradshaw, the back, out as a receiver. Luck has nothing going on. It's brought down by Jared Allen and Coney Ely.
That time they back off and play zone, and the 4-man rush devours Andrew Luck. Ely, second-year man from Missouri, and Jared Allen. You can see why he wanted out of Chicago. He didn't want to be a 3-4 stand-up outside linebacker. He pushes the pocket, and there he is for another sack. Terrible series for the Colts.
Again, had a good return last time. McAfee kicked this one away. It almost got blocked. Bretton Burson was in there. Bounces to get it to 35, and he is taken down by Colt Anderson. Excellent special teams coverage with a flag down on the opposite side of the field at the 40-yard line. Luck's lowest passing yardage total, by the way, John, against his Carolina defense, it's all tough. 109 yards. That was against Dallas last year. That's the only game he was under 150.
Holding. Receiving team number 21. 10-yard penalty. Carolina keeps the ball. First down.
I go back to Jared Allen, though, Mike. Here's the guy they trade for. They asked for 35 to 40 snaps. Last week he played about 70 against Philadelphia. They have a hard time getting him off the field. And the only thing Allen hasn't done in pro football is win a Super Bowl. And this is going to be his best chance to get there and win one. Man, has he come in here and found a new life.
NFL's active sack leader, Jared Allen.
Colts got to take some chances on defense. They need to get the ball back or a turnover because their offense has been silenced tonight.
With the lead, Newton will throw towards Olsen. He went up and couldn't bring it down. Incomplete coming across the field. Greg Toller, the corner who missed 4 weeks with a neck injury.
Well, he ran a seam route for the touchdown. They come right back to him, and this time he's going to run a corner route. Ball slightly underthrown, or Greg Olsen is going to be in position for another catch. The great tight ends can run intermediate patterns, and they can hurt you down the field, and that's what Greg Olsen can do.
Dixon comes back to the fullback spot again, try to clear the way for Stewart. And he'll gain about 2 yards, 26-yard line. It'll be third down coming up.
Here comes Wynn. Eric Walden back in the game for the Colts. I expect Greg Minuski to unleash a blitz here. Must get a turnover. Mathis, number 98, healthy again. Somebody needs to create a sack, strip, fumble, or get an interception because the Colt offense has had no success at all.
Clayton Gathers just checked in. Darius Butler went to the sideline. Gathers 42.
There he is.
On cue, the sack from Mathis. So two of the top active sack leaders in the National Football League over their career come in back-to-back series and get sacks.
Stunt to the inside. He comes free. Here's a man who's had 10 different surgeries, sat out a whole year, wanted to prove to himself and everybody he could come back. I tip my hat to Mathis. He's one of my all-time favorites, Mike.
After that Achilles injury, had 10 different surgical procedures. You talked about trying to combat infection. Has come back this year, gets his third sack of the year. Nortman to kick it away. It will be 53 in the air. Fielded the 30 by T.Y. Hilton, looking to pick up blocks. That's not happening either. Hilton loses 10. Outstanding coverage by Teddy Williams. Flagged on the last punt return that Carolina had. This time, great coverage on Indy's punt return. Just over 2.5 gone by here in the fourth. Colts got to get going. Down 11. ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Gillette. 25 million guys have switched to the Gillette Flex Ball. Will you? Taco Bell's new State Boss Wraps. And NFL Mobile. Watch live local and primetime games on your smartphone. Go to NFL.com/mobile. Bacon moonshine. They used to do it in the mountains of North Carolina over 200 years. Now been made legally in distilleries like the Howling Moon in Asheville, North Carolina. You've had some of that?
Well, that's a long story, but I have some friends up in the Smoky Mountains, Mike.
You do, huh?
I sure do. I'll invite you up there. Try some. Let's see if Andrew Luck can throw the football. -4 yards passing in the second half.
First down from 23. Luck climbs the pocket underneath. Pass. Nobody's open still. Pass from Fleener is incomplete. Thomas Davis on the coverage. Just to back to the news story of these two people who rappelled down. They unfurled a banner with a message, a protest message about a liquefied natural gas facility in the area. They're obviously causing significant disturbance. Police have been out there. They've taken away the fans who were sitting in that seating area there so they could protect, because obviously there's public endangerment involved in this situation as well. So that's what it looks like. And I'm going to guess that they'll be doing their hanging around someplace else for the next few evenings, if not more. Here's Luck over the middle. Nothing close. Picked off. Kurt Coleman at the 30-yard line. And this disaster for Luck and the Colts continues.
I just have to think Andrew Luck is hurt. From the very beginning tonight, he has been off. And this is a deep cross coming from right to left, and I think Luck just missed the throw. You'll see the free safety in the middle of the field. This ball is nowhere near T.Y. Hilton. It's Cam Newton time. I just have to think Andrew Luck is hurt.
You watched all of his Stanford stuff getting ready for the draft. You've never seen him throw the ball in anything close to this poor. From the 30, Newton. Looking for the knockout punch. To the 11 with Olsen, gain of 19. Greg Olsen having a big second half for Carolina.
It's that seam route. He runs the corner route and he runs the seam route, and he wears you out. Watch him. Break to the outside, then back to the inside edge of the numbers, and Cam Newton knows what he has. He has a big-time tight end that can jump up in tight quarters and catch the ball. First down, Carolina.
Big impact second half for Olsen. Fozzie Whitaker, the running back, next to Newton. And Fozzie, with Olsen blocking on the edge, gets inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
This Greg Olsen, he's trying to sustain that block. It's hard to do. He pulls from right to left. There he is on the kick-out block against Freeman. He will not come off the field. He's got to be exhausted every night he goes home. How many tight ends in the league have gone every snap all season for 7 weeks, Mike?
Well, none of the running backs, wide receivers, or tight ends in the NFL have played at 100% of their team snaps. Olsen rolling through that, coming in to this one. Newton looking corner end zone. Brown! Touchdown! Carolina.
Cam Newton is slamming the door shut tonight. Billy Brown, a young receiver, all he's done tonight is fake reverses, and he got the carrier reverse this time. Cam Newton throws a perfect strike to his young split end who goes and gets it. What you do, you get a turnover from your defense, and you put Indianapolis away.
Good look there. Pylon Cams went to the ground to make the throw, make the catch, and completes the process as he rolls over. The thumbs up from the replay booth. Touchdown's been confirmed. Cam Newton, 2 touchdown passes on the night. Andrew Luck, 5 completions on the night. That one is no good. So the extra point is missed. And it's a 17-point game here in Charlotte. Luck intercepted. 3 plays later, Newton takes Carolina to the end zone again. Up 17. We're back here in Charlotte, and Andrew Luck and the Colts, they're going to be in first place in the division. They're going to be tied, barring a miraculous comeback, at 3-5 with their only 3 wins in the division. And 2 of those games started by Matthew Hasselbeck after Andrew Luck was injured in the game at Tennessee. Remember the shoulder injury, and the story that came out again to light yesterday with Jay Glazer at Fox reporting that there were broken ribs with Luck. Adam Schefter had reported a rib injury earlier in the process of Luck being hurt, so it had been out there for a while. But Luck never appeared on an injury report with a rib injury. And Lisa said at the start, he told us no restrictions, no limitations, that he's fine, but did not get into details when I asked him directly if he had broken his ribs at any point. Hard hit on Quan Bray. He's brought down shy of the 15-yard line. Lisa's down there on the Colts sideline.
Yeah, Mike, John asked the question, hey, is he hurt? Because he appears to be hurt to John, but I can tell you if Andrew Luck is hurting in any way, he's giving no indication on the sideline. What he appears to be is frustrated and very upset. After that last turnover, he came over to the sideline, paced back and forth. He didn't meet with any doctors. He did not meet with trainers. He didn't sit down with Pep Hamilton to go over any plays like he normally does. Matt Hasselbeck came over to him, said a couple words of encouragement. Luck just nodded, went over to his O-line and also tried to encourage them. Again, Mike, he doesn't appear to be hurt, just seems to be ticked off with how he's playing.
And they're going to the ground here, Lee's down 17. It's a carry for Gore, and they get nothing out of it. Well, it has been a non-existent highlight reel for Luck. Again, we've talked about this throughout. Lack of separation for their receivers is part of their story. And when Andrew Luck's had time, John, his throws were inaccurate. And then, not much time. The last one, the interception, thrown over the middle and brought in by Coleman.
This is not the Andrew Luck that I've studied over the last several years.
Second and 10. Scanning and finding in the middle, Dante Moncrief. He'll get a first down and take it out past the 25-yard line. And John, just to finish the thought on the injuries and the conversation regarding that, both Chuck Pagano and Andrew Luck wouldn't go down that road. Will the NFL find anything as they investigate the Colts? The question, if they did not report Luck's injury on that injury report, if he did have any sort of a rib situation, even if he did practice fully, if there was a significant injury, you have to put it on your injury report on a week-in, week-out basis.
Well, he threw 40 touchdown passes last season. He is a certified Pro Bowl quarterback. There needs to be an investigation, and everybody needs to get on the same page. If he's not hurt, what's wrong with his performance? Because this is incredible to me, what I have seen tonight and in the last couple outings.
31-yard line, second and 6 coming up. Four-man rush, another check down. It's Gore bouncing off the tackle. Frank Gore the first down. And still going, Gore to the 43. The veteran doesn't give up. Gain of a dozen there.
Frank Gore, he will not go away. Simple check down. He punishes Josh Norman. He keeps it alive, breaks Kuechly's tackle, and he's still running. There's plenty of gas left in that tank.
Pressure coming up the middle. Kuechly gets to Luck, and the pass is not caught. Hard hit on Andre Johnson by Charles Tillman, a 13-year vet, hit by a 13-year vet.
That's a bad decision by Luck. Peanut Tillman sees this the whole way. I thought he'd throw the shallow cross, but Tillman is there for the interception or the big hit, and neither one of them are pleasant. How about Tillman, Mike? 35 years old. Spent most of the last 2 years injured. Everybody thought he was finished. Not so fast.
And hit by Tillman up by the head of Johnson. No flag thrown. Luck got a good pocket as time. Johnson over the middle takes a brutal hit. Able to hang on. Kurt Coleman got him, but Andre Johnson goes up in the middle and gets it to the 27 with 8 minutes to go, down 17.
Great catch in a crowd by Andre Johnson. Catch it at its highest point. Bring it back to your body and protect yourself and the ball. Nice work.
Ricky.
4 completions on this drive. 5 all game to this point. Luck sideline. It's caught by Griffin Whalen. He'll circle back and be a yard short of the first down. So Carolina moving in here, down 17. Remember, because that missed extra point, which was the 30th missed extra point this season with that distance moved back. There were 26 extra points missed the prior 4 years. 30 the first half of this year.
Here comes Carolina right up the middle. Kuechly and Davis.
Pressure is picked up. Luck scans, goes end zone, and Johnson has a touchdown.
Andrew Luck. After all my great critique, takes Indianapolis right down the field. It's a back shoulder fade to Andre Johnson.
Tillman wants pass interference on Johnson.
Certainly did. Ball is end over end, and Andre Johnson adjusts in flight for the touchdown.
Tillman had a good look. He's saying Ben Wickery, our second-year corner, got pushed to the ground by Andre Johnson. The flag didn't come. And remember, this is an extremely proficient team with onside kicks. Pat McAfee is one of the best in the league at doing that. Fans see the replay on the big screen. They boo. Vinatieri adds the extra point. The Colts still have life with 7:04 to go. Down 10. Luck to Johnson. One guy grew up in Houston. One guy was a star in Houston for many years. Now they're Colts teammates and on the board. All right, tomorrow night, first look at them. College football playoff rankings. 7 Eastern. They'll be unveiled. Reese Davis, Kirk Herbstreit, Joey Galloway, Danny Cannell, David Pollock. The whole gang will be on hand. We'll have it for you every Tuesday now, the rest of the way on ESPN. Look out for the onside kick. 2 of 31 in onside kicks this year in the league in terms of success. Instead, it is kicked deep by McAfee. No return. And the Panthers will take over the 20-yard line with 7:04 to go. Up 10. You know, John, you think about, remember the old days of watching Wide World of Sports and the gymnastics, and you do get the scores for artistic impression. Well, on artistic impression, Carolina doesn't rank high, and they're fine with that. They don't care about stats. They don't care about any of the other stuff. All 3 units working together, finding a way to play complementary football and win games. And this is one of those situations. It's time to take some time off the clock and milk a 10-point lead. They run to the right, Stewart, and he just tries to jump forward, and his gain will be limited to about 3 yards.
Wants to stay in bounds, though. You do not want to get out of bounds. That's a nice job by Stewart on the sideline, keeping the clock in play. But you're right. We talked to Roman Harper, their veteran safety. He says, hey, we're annoying. We're just an annoying team.
I love that.
We're not going to blow anybody out, but we're going to grind. They got a team full of grinders. And that's a big-time grinder right there.
It's a big 7 days for the Panthers. Colts here tonight, trying to remain undefeated. Packers come in here on Sunday afternoon. Green Bay off its first loss. This run by Stewart is stopped, and now the Indianapolis defense will have a chance to get the ball back to Luck with 3rd and a long 4 coming up. In the division, Atlanta's loss in overtime to Tampa yesterday means Carolina could be 2 clear in the loss column. Perfect in the division already. Those Panther meetings with the Falcons come up late in the season, week 14 and week 16. Saints have had a nice surge back in the mix. But Carolina could be a game ahead of everybody in the NFC. And with the second place team in the conference, the Packers coming in Sunday, if they close this out. Colts would like to change that equation. 3rd and 5. Newton designed to run. He's going to get there. Flag is down as he gains 60. Flag down back where the hole opened up. The celebration may be short-circuited.
Coming back.
Holding. Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty. Beat 3rd down.
They get Greg Olsen.
It's that quarterback power play they run again, and Greg Olsen at the point of attack. Gets called for holding.
You didn't believe it? But now it comes back to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 15.
Be very careful here if you're Mike Shula, the offensive coordinator. Expect something from Robert Mathis and this Colt defense. They've got to make a play here.
Looking all the time off the clock. It's Stewart, runs for about 9 yards. And the Colts will get it back. They're going to take a timeout to maximize the time they get it with. They're going to stop the clock. Should be a few extra seconds on there. The clock is still running. And from hearing the whistles, it sounded like they saw the clock was running in error. And it would be properly adjusted. Which I remember Ron Rivera's team, the Panthers in the NFC South, they were sitting with an ugly record of 3-8-1, won their last 4 to get in with a losing record, but beat Arizona here in the wild card game, went to Seattle and played well, but lost that playoff game. The AFC South could be that division that has the team with a losing record get the automatic bid as the division champ. If the Colts don't come back here, they'd be 3-5, tied with the Texans. This game not over because they're going to get the ball back inside of 5 minutes here, down 10.
Had a similar game last week up in Arizona. Thought it was over. Baltimore blocked a punt. Be surprised if Chuck Pagano doesn't try to apply some heat to Nortman. They keep thinking about Josh Norman. This is Nortman.
Took just over 2 minutes off the clock on that drive. So the penalty erased the first down. T.Y. Hilton back to receive. This one's returnable. He's got space. Had a slide to catch it. Gets back up. And that short circuits any speed and momentum he could have built. But at the 44-yard line, with 4:42 to go, there's still time for Luck and the Colts. Disappointing start to the season for Indianapolis. The finalist in the AFC last year is their GM, Ryan Grigson. Chuck Pagano and Ryan Grigson said not to be on the same page by many. Those reports surfaced before the season got started. Winning takes care of all those things, but when you don't win, it starts to fester, and there's frustration throughout the organization. Indianapolis Star reported there was a heated discussion with the owner, Jim Irsay, and Grigson, the GM, after the game last week. Pagano feeling the heat as well. We met with him. Everybody's just saying, get a win. One win would change everything, the whole feel about this entire season at the halfway point. Indianapolis knows that some guy named Peyton is coming to their place on Sunday with the undefeated Broncos. A come-from-behind win would be such a change of everything for the Colts. But they're down 10, 4:42 to go. Ahmad Bradshaw is the back. Luck getting protection. Bradshaw can't hold on. Kuechly trailing him in coverage.
Well, it's a 2-score game. A field goal and an onside kick, and you have a chance. It's going to take 2 possessions. Andrew Luck in 4-down territory. I'm impressed with the way the Colts have pass protected in the last 7 or 8 drop-back attempts. It's Norman versus Hilton at the bottom of the screen. Expect Luck to look up top.
People are not throwing Josh Norman's way. Luck pressure, has to step up. Loads up, incomplete. Got hit as he was trying to release it by Jared Allen.
Jared Allen going to work on Costanzo at left tackle. So many changes in this Colt offensive line. It amazes me. The only man that started every week is Blake Costanzo and Jared Allen continues to make plays in the 4th quarter. This is what he's known for, a 4th quarter pass rushing specialist. He ended Philadelphia's night last week.
Third and 10. 4 receivers in the pattern. Luck crossing Andre Johnson. He's come on here in this 4th quarter to the 37-yard line. It's a first down, a gain of 20.
Luck has found new life. Something about late game situations bring out his best. What a throw.
4:08 to go. Bradshaw helps with the blocking. Luck throws right side. It's caught. Inside the 25, it's T.Y. Hilton to the 22-yard line. First catch for Hilton tonight.
And that's Josh Norman. Plenty of time for Luck in the pocket. Plenty of time left in this game for Indianapolis to make something happen.
Luck as Griff Whalen, who gets to the sideline, very close to the first down. He'll be a yard short. 3:34 to go. Under 5 minutes. That clock is killed.
Carolina bringing some fresh pass rushers. Remember, Carolina missing Charles Johnson, missing Mario Addison, Dwan Edwards. They are missing some key pass rushers, and it shows late in this fourth quarter. Not a lot of juice left in this front of the Panthers.
This is the only sustained offense of the night, really, for Indianapolis. These back-to-back drives. Frank Gore is the back. It's 2nd and 1. Luck gets Fleener. And forward progress should give him the first down as Bené Ben-Wickery tackles him. So a new set of downs, but the clock twirling under 3:20.
Plenty of time. Carolina looks like they've backed off into a zone coverage.
Roman Harper setting the signals over to Norman defensively. Luck looks the other way. Again, it's Fleener. Kuechly brings him to the sideline, but forward progress stopped inbounds. Plus, the clock continues to run at 2:55.
Nice job by Kuechly. Underneath pass coverage. Been a factor all night. Look at number 53 out there for the Panthers, Ben Jacobs. Playing defensive end at the bottom of the screen.
2nd and 7. Luck. End zone shot. It is caught. And Fleener looks to hang on for the touchdown. In between Davis and Harper.
Where has this Andrew Luck been, Mike? I don't know. Last 2 possessions. Credit the Colt offensive line with very good pass protection. And Andrew Luck made some pinpoint passes in the red zone. Fleener. That's the 14th reception from Andrew Luck, the ex-Stanford teammates.
You see securing it as he goes down to the ground, hand underneath, holding it firm. And that missed extra point is huge. A big moment here in the game. That missed extra point by Carolina, because an extra point here by Vinatieri would make this a 3-point game. And they've scored on the north side, if you will, of the 2-minute warning. So they have options with the 2-minute and the 2 timeouts. But Vinatieri has to make this to make it a field goal game. He does. 23-20.
Andrew Luck was his old self on this drive. Beautiful throw down the middle. He hits an outside breaking route to his friend T.Y. Hilton. Nice reset to Griff Whalen on a shallow cross to stop the clock, and then pass protection holds up again, and he finds Fleener to change this game. Colts have 2 timeouts left, Mike, and a clock stoppage. They don't have to use an onside kick.
Here are the Luck numbers, John. This first 12 drives, he had 40 yards. The team as a whole had 137 yards in those first 2 drives. All in the air here the last 2. They've surpassed what they did in the first 12 drives as a team. Now it's a 3-point game. And to your point, you don't have to go the onside kick. The beauty of McAfee, he has a great knack at the onside kick. Also a variety of kicks. So you get that voided area where there are very few Panthers 10 or 15 yards back. I've seen him pop it there. He's again going to kick it deep and force Fozzie Whitaker to take a knee. And Carolina will get it at the 20-yard line with 2:27 to go and a couple of times. Are you surprised they don't go onside kick there?
I am surprised a little bit because McAfee is so good at it. But their defense has Cam Newton in a predictable situations. They don't have a lot of receivers that scare this Colts secondary. I think Cam Newton's going to keep it on the ground. Let's see what happens.
Just down from the 20. He'll turn and give it to Stewart. 2-yard gain. Timeout Colts. 2:22 to go.
What a turn of events. Cam Newton's going to come to the sideline. He's going to get a call from Mike Shula here. You do not want Andrew Luck to get the ball back. If you're Carolina, you're out of pass rushers. You just don't have any rush left. And Luck has clearly found his A game.
And you don't want to bring it down to an Adam Vinatieri field goal against you. Panther fans live that nightmare.
So did I.
On a Super Bowl Sunday. Yeah. Many have over the years, but again, that missed extra point, it just changed everything about the complexion of this game. The 30th missed extra point this year in the league.
Who's got the quarterback? That's what all these Colts are talking about. Who's got Newton if he keeps the ball? Is this running game that they're so known for good enough to close out the Indianapolis defense?
2nd and 8. Zone read. Stewart keeps grinding. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Final timeout taken by the Colts with 2:16 to go. It comes down to this one here for Indianapolis. Put all the eggs in the basket here to get the stop.
And in these short yardage situations, 3rd down, 3 to 4 or less, it's been a lot of Cam Newton tonight. He's done it scrambling for a 1st down against blitzes. They've run direct quarterback power plays. They've run read option plays. I can't imagine Cam Newton not being a big part of this with the game on the line.
There are 2 quarterbacks you think of in the same vein. Running ability. Russell Wilson, Cam Newton. Do it in different ways, but at the end of the game on 3rd down, we watched it yesterday in Dallas. Every big play, Russell Wilson kept the chains alive by about a half a yard, a yard. Keep a drive alive and the chains moving. Will Newton do it here? Colts are out of timeouts, get the 1st down, get to the 2-minute warning, and the Panthers are in business. Timeout, Carolina.
He and Ted Ginn not on the same page there. He didn't like what he saw from the formation, so he's going to go get it right from the sideline. Ken Dorsey, the quarterback coach, getting the play from Mike Shula upstairs. They got to see the Colts deployment. And Mike Shula, as you said, has been with Cam Newton from the very beginning. He's notorious for putting the game in his hands in these types of situations.
Always the great dilemma. You showed your hand once. Do you go back to where you were when you showed the hand? Do you change what you were thinking about in your alignment defensively? Luck telling T.Y. Hilton, his offensive line, we're going to get this back. Be ready. We're going to get him back on the field here. It's in his hands, though. 3rd and 3. Newton will throw the slant. It's deflected, and it is almost intercepted by Davis.
They ran a play-action slant route against the best corner of the Colts, and they are lucky this ball wasn't intercepted. Poorly thrown pass, and Vontae Davis can't believe he didn't come up with the pick. And there's plenty of time, and all they need is a field goal to push it to overtime. What a comeback by the Colts.
Interception there would have put them nearly in field goal range. So Nortman will kick. T.Y. Hilton is back. 2:11 to go. Last kick was not good, but Hilton slipped on the way up to get it.
All UT.
What? All UT means you got space. Hilton 35, 40, and he'll just throttle it down out of bounds at the 42. No timeouts, 2:02 to go. And with the ball at the 40, He figures somewhere in the range of 25 yards or so would get it within field goal range for Vinatieri.
Well, this Carolina Panther defense, we've been singing their praises all night. Let's see what they're made of in adversity. Andrew Luck taking the Colts down the field twice easily in the last 2 possessions. All he needs is a field goal. They'll run 1 play before the 2-minute warning. Can Carolina find their pass rush? They appear to be out of gas.
One play before the 2-minute warning. 3 receivers left. Luck looking that way. Throwing over the middle in traffic. It's broken up by Kuechly and incomplete. Luke Kuechly has 9 tackles, couple of pass breakups on the night. Nearly ended the night. Inside the 2-minute warning, and the game very much alive in Charlotte.
I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite a while. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Levy. Make sure you stay tuned after the game. Sports Center at night, the GMC postgame report. I'll be joined by Trent Dilfer, and Steve Young and Ray Lewis will break it all down. Scott Van Pelt, one big thing on the Miami Miracle, and Vernon Davis to Denver. What does Louis Riddick think about Peyton Manning's new toy? Sports Center at night. Mike and John, bring us home.
All right, Leaves, thank you. No need to go anywhere. Busy night coming up still here on ESPN. So Carolina leads by 3. Andrew Luck has it 2nd and 10 at his own 40-yard line. He's had to come from behind victory drives a dozen times. Did it a lot his first couple of years in the league, trying to get the game tied or win and get in field goal range for Vinatieri. Sometimes that first down in one of these drives so hard to come up with. Bradshaw on the back. Luck is throwing deep downfield. Contested and incomplete as Charles Tillman went up with Dante Moncrief, and it's 3rd down.
Dante Moncrief, 5 touchdowns for the second-year man out of Ole Miss on a straight go route against the veteran Tillman. And Tillman used a run-out technique. I think it's a good no call. 3rd and 10. Can't be more impressed with the pass protection that Luck has had. He's had good looks from the pocket.
Interesting spot to take a deep shot, low percentage play downfield there. He's trying to get a first down and get a drive going. Here comes the pressure. Then Wickery hits him. Luck's throw for Moncrief. Incomplete. Contested by Tillman again. There's no flag on the play. And here comes 4th down.
Credit Sean McDermott, the defensive coordinator. He knew his front 4 was struggling to get the Luck, and he brings pressure. It's Bené Ben-Wickery off the slot. It's an all-out blitz. And it sets up a huge 4th and 10.
It's a good call. That's why I wondered why you take the deep shot downfield on 2nd down. One play for Carolina to get to 7-0. Watch the play clock. Gotta go. Keep the game alive. It is Luck firing middle. It is caught by Whalen. 1st down.
Chris Whalen, what a catch.
Look here, last 2 minutes, they'd have to stop it upstairs to look.
Oh, that might be it.
The previous play is under review.
Again, final 2 minutes, all replay stoppages are triggered from the replay booth, so they'll take a look when the clock stops. Oh my gosh, this is so close. The ruling on the field's a catch. Is there anything that's 100% sure that it's not a catch? Jerry Austin, our officiating expert in the booth. We've looked at this. What do you think, Jerry?
What I see here is the ball coming in. He's trying to bring it into his arms, but watch his hand come away from it as the ball hits the ground.
That left hand comes off right there.
Hand comes off. I think this is I would rule this incomplete.
You would. Let's see. New York has tried to stay with the call on the field unless there's conclusive evidence. Here's Bill Vinovich with the deciding word here.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
And that's what we're talking about with Stans. That it wasn't 1,000% sure that he didn't lose, that he lost control. Thus, they'll keep it. Now, the clock was running, so it's going to start on the ready for play. So here we go. First down, Colts. New cycle of downs. 1:25 left. The pressure's picked up this time. Luck downfield shot. It is Hilton, incomplete. And Norman's great season continues with a pass breakup downfield.
What a great play by Norman. What a great play by Bradshaw picking up this blitz. One-on-one coverage. Your best against our best. What a play.
See you in Honolulu, Mr. Norman.
See if Sean McDermott blitzes again, Mike. This pass rush has been non-existent. And when you blitz, you create some one-on-one opportunities for Andrew Luck.
Again, they need about 15 yards to give Vinatieri a reasonable shot. Play clock running down. Luck in the pocket, looking deep again, comes to the middle. It's caught by Whalen. Secures it at the 38. From here, a field goal's 56 yards. They still have 1:07 to go.
Plenty of time. Andrew Luck is going to clock it.
Second down. There's Vinatieri, who hit from 60 in this direction in the warm-ups. Let's see, the clock was still running. The clock was still running. They screwed up the clock again.
This is hard to believe. Every week.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute exactly.
Good job by Bill Vinovich and company to see that. Now again, we had a missed extra point happen earlier on. Now the Colts could have gone for 2 along the way here to make it a 3-point game, but that's a much lower percentage, making the 2, than just kicking the extra points they did after that last touchdown. So that's all they had to do with that earlier miss by Gano, which is helped pave the path here for Indianapolis. We've seen Griff Whalen make 2 big catches underneath on this drive. Final minute. Luck finding time to his left, thinking about running. These are important yards as he gets out of bounds at the 32, getting it to a 50-yard field goal from this spot as we hit third down and the clock stops at 53 seconds.
Andrew Luck has flipped a switch. The look in his eye, totally different now than it was 15 minutes ago. Third down and 4. Does Carolina blitz and try to knock Luck and the Colts out of field goal position? I expect to see heat from the Panthers.
Third and 4. Luck sideline. First down, Moncrief out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Carolina can't get there without a blitz. This pass rush is out of steam. And Luck has Carolina in real trouble.
And you brought up the names before, John. Charles Johnson, their outstanding rusher on short-term IR. Don't get him back till Thanksgiving. Mario Addison hurt his shoulder early against Philly. He's out of this one. Thus, they can't roll as many as they normally would.
K'Wan Short not even in the game.
Down to 48 seconds left. Ben Wickery blitzes again. Luck up top to the end zone. It is off the hands of Hilton and incomplete. Coleman and Norman there in coverage. 41 seconds remaining.
It's another overload blitz, and Ben Wickery bearing down on Luck. You're going to see an overload blitz at the bottom of the screen. Watch Ben Wickery, number 25. He comes clean off the corner. He's right in Luck's face. Again, K'Wan Short not in the game. Carolina needs the blitz to get there, Mike.
And Indy being aggressive, John, even though they are within reasonable field goal range. Second down. Luck in trouble. Thought about the check down, didn't use it. Scrambles and throws to Whalen. Griff Whalen didn't get out of bounds. Oh, and they say he did at the 19-yard line. Wow, he slid to a stop, but I guess wasn't contacted, so they rule him out of bounds at the 19 with 31 seconds to go.
Luck has all day in a pocket. He did an excellent job keeping it alive. finding Whalen, see if he gets out of bounds. Boy.
No.
That's
I'll
a
stay with my
terrible
live call. That's bad. That's a miss. He's down and contacted before any body parts touching the paint. 31 seconds remaining. Carolina leads by 3. Whalen's had 3 catches on the drive. Just a 4-man rush. Luck, Fleener, first down at the 12. 26 seconds. They'll clock it and have 3 more downs after they clock it. 19 seconds remaining.
Well, here comes Kwan Short back in the game. Look, Mike, he's their best pass rusher. He's been out for the last 3 or 4 snaps. Got a couple shots to the end zone. Fleener, his tight end, has been his favorite target in these situations.
Look at the drive. Whalen's hand. He'll be far off to the left there. Bottom of your screen. Moncrief in the slot next to him. Big guns at the top. Can the Colts get the win? Luck chase. Luck scrambling. Luck gets some yards, gets out of bounds. Inside the 6-yard line. Norman went tumbling down. They're going to mark him at the 6, short of the first down. 9 seconds left. Time for a play.
And both tight ends in the game, Mike. Dwayne Allen, Kobe Fleener, they combined for 16 touchdowns last year. Here's Luck scrambling to the sideline. Got one shot to the end zone. Leave yourself time for the field goal. Fleener at the top of the screen, and Allen in the slot.
Timeout Carolina. Timeout Carolina. Ron Rivera saw the deployment and wanted to kill it and takes a timeout. You have to put 2 seconds back on the clock. It should be 9.
And final timeout, Carolina. 30-second timeout.
What a turn of events, Mike. Andrew Luck has flipped the switch. Carolina has lost the steam of their pass rush. And what will Pep Hamilton call? I expect Fleener and Davis, or Fleener and Allen, I should say, their 2 tight ends, to be the featured targets. Big bodies, tight red zone. Both Fleener and Allen 8 touchdowns apiece last year.
These fans have stayed through a very significant rain throughout the game. Most have been on their feet throughout. Everybody's up now.
Can't take a sack, Mike. Cannot take a sack. Make a quick decision. Give yourself a chance for the field goal if it's incomplete.
Colts were down 17 in this 4th quarter, trying to come from behind and win. One shot at the end zone here. Luck throwing end zone, and it's nearly incomplete. Kuechly almost pulled away a game saver, but he couldn't bring it in.
Unbelievable.
Let's watch it on replay here. There you see it hit the ground. And a field goal attempt is coming. Do not throw it down the middle. The tight end on Luke Kuechly, the end of a Monday night game. We've seen that happen too often. So there's Adam Vinatieri, who for the most part has made these clutch kicks in the biggest of times. Carolina fans know it from Super Bowl 38. Here he is for the tie from 24 yards. With a stoppage here for a second. There are no timeouts either way, I believe. Both teams are empty of timeouts. Not sure what the stoppage was for.
The play clock was at 7 seconds, and the time went blank. Please set the play clock at 7 seconds. Correction, 10 seconds. Please get it at 10 seconds.
10 seconds, I'll give him another play.
No, the play clock. The play clock, not the game clock. The play clock.
These clocks, Mike.
We'll reset it. Vinatieri to send this game to overtime. And we are tied at 23. Tremendous comeback as Indianapolis scores 17 unanswered points to pull even on a 16-play, 54-yard drive to keep the night going.
I had a Colt quarterback do this to me on Monday Night Football. I'm in shock, Mike.
I was going to tell you it's the third time the Colts have come back from 17 down. I wasn't going to mention your name, but so you know the drill here in overtime. Both teams have the opportunity to possess it unless it's a touchdown or a safety on that very first possession of the drive. Tied after each team's first possession, then we get to next score wins. We play 15 minutes. The Panthers did play a tie game, if you remember, last year, 37-37 at Cincinnati. I believe that was week 6. Second trip to overtime for Indianapolis this year as they hung on against Jacksonville in week 4, 16-13 at OT. So we'll send the captains out and flip the coin and listen to Bill Vinovich.
All right, gentlemen, we're now in overtime. We have a modified sudden death. Both teams will have an opportunity to possess the ball unless the first team scores a touchdown. All replays are upstairs. Fourth quarter timing rules for maximum 1 quarter. And each team has 2 timeouts. Any questions? You're still the visitors. What did he call? He's called heads. It is heads. You want the ball. Which way do you want to kick? Indianapolis will receive in overtime.
Andrew Luck is alive and well, Mike, and Carolina's exhausted on defense. They're in real trouble. Luck against a worn-out pass rush is real problems for Carolina.
Overtime coming up.
Nothing stops the man who flexes. Every obstacle simply fuels his performance. Presenting
a battle of #1 overall pick quarterbacks. Andrew Luck, who's certainly down on his luck. Cam Newton had the better of this game for the first 3 quarters. His Panthers scored in the 4th to take a 23-6 lead, but a fierce comeback by Indianapolis. 17 unanswered points. Vinatieri with the field goal at 0-0 in the 4th, and the game goes on here at Uptown Charlotte. And Carolina's defense has to come right back on the field. Graham Gano with the kickoff to start overtime. Twice a kickoff return for touchdown has won an overtime game in NFL history. Quan Bray trying to add to that. Joe Webb's going to bring him down at the 45-yard line. An excellent field position for Indianapolis to start this drive.
And don't be surprised if Andrew Luck doesn't keep the tempo going. He knows he has an exhausted group of Carolina pass rushers. They're missing Dwan Edwards, Mario Addison, Charles Johnson. There are light pass rushers, and Luck knows it.
You've been in this situation where you've had a team on the ropes and made a big comeback. You jumped right into a 2-minute drill in overtime then.
Certainly would. I would keep my foot on the gas pedal. Don't give Carolina a chance to catch their breath.
They were taking shots down the field when all they needed was a field goal. They were going for that knockout punch. And the 45, Luck stepping up, taking off, runs away from Thomas Davis. The gain will be 6 as Davis tackles him on the sideline. Talk about getting on a roll here for an Indianapolis team that was struggling so much. Luck only had 40 yards passing through the first 3 quarters. But on these drives where they amassed over 190 yards, Luck was most of it. In the 4th quarter, he was 17 of 31 for 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's also kept it and run a couple of times in this comeback. 2nd and 4, touchdown wins the game. Covered deep, Luck taking off again. He'll have the first down and more. At the 41-yard line, he goes down. An exhausted Ben Wickery pulls him down.
They can't get there, Mike. And Andrew Luck, once he sees Carolina retreat into their zone coverage, off he goes for another first down.
And Panther fans and the Panthers themselves have to be fuming. There are so many things that went against them here. The offensive pass interference, the hold on Olsen, the replay review in the fourth quarter. But their defense, which has been so strong all year, has, as you said, John, run out of gas. And the Colts could have a turnaround season type of victory if they keep going here. Right back to the air, Luck. Again, cover deep. He'll come back to the other side. Overthrew Johnson, who would have had a chance to take it in. Luck got hit by Jared Allen as he released the pass.
Well, they faked the trap, and they try to get Fleener down the seam. Carolina did a nice job covering it, and Luck set his feet looking for Andre Johnson. He's looking for Fleener on the right side. He's not open. He resets. He looks for Andre, who broke clear. Carolina's pass rush has to find themselves.
Number 38, they bring pressure. Gore will run, and Kuechly erases that. Luke Kuechly on the tackle.
Play had no chance. Another blitz by Sean McDermott. He blitzes both sides. Gore has no chance. And on third down and long, will Sean McDermott blitz? It appears that's been his only way of slowing down this Colt offense.
It was the 13th tackle for Kuechly. And from here now, a field goal would be 56 yards. The Colts need some yardage out of this if they want to give Vinatieri a chance to get on the board. Luck crossing Fleener. Kuechly, of course, is going to bring him down. Shy of the first down, it'll be a 49-yard field goal attempt for Vinatieri to get on the board in overtime.
Fleener on a shallow cross, working against Luke Kuechly.
He's great.
He's a great player. Vinatieri from 50 yards. How many overtime field goals has this man made?
Here we go. Chance to be the outright NFL record holder. It'll officially be 50 on the nose with the ball marked at the 32 after the Kuechly tackle. Online, and Adam Vinatieri has done it again. The oldest player in the NFL, age 42, has put the Colts on top for the first time tonight. Now Carolina with their chance to tie it, win it, or see a Colts comeback conclude. He doesn't kick off anymore, just the field goal specialist, and he is special. Adam Vinatieri, 2003 with the Patriots, Reliance Stadium, Houston, the game winner. Panthers' lone Super Bowl appearance. One of his 2 Super Bowl game-winning kicks, and now it's turned over to the Colts defense to try to stop Cam Newton and the Panthers, who must score either a field goal to keep the game going or a touchdown to win it. Pat McAfee kicks to Fozzie Whitaker. Whitaker's going to get a chance to return, but again, because the blockers are so close, no throw of an onside kick there. No return was set up. It's a touchback. New England beat Miami on Thursday night. Cincinnati comes up with a win at Pittsburgh. Denver last night knocks Green Bay from the unbeatens. And the lone unbeaten in the NFC is Carolina. And they have Green Bay coming to their house on Sunday. Will they remain perfect?
Carolina just got to play their game now, Mike. Don't get out of character.
From the 20, Newton will go to the air first. He'll find Stewart out of the backfield. Stewart wrapped up, thrown down, gain of 1. Jarrell Freeman on the tackle. Again, a turnover will end this game.
This is a team that makes their living running the football, but they're using a hurry-up tempo. Let's see if Cam Newton rushes things or if he's just looking for the best play possible.
All the juice and all the energy from the stadium and this offense is gone. Newton to the air. Firing over the middle. It is brought in. Great catch by Corey Brown for the first down at the 44-yard line.
Corey Brown going to work on Greg Toller. It's an 8-man front. They're daring Cam Newton to throw the football. Just a deep square in. And he goes up and plays the ball beautifully. First down, Carolina. And Cam Newton audible to that play, Mike. You saw him get up to the line of scrimmage, survey the defense, and put Carolina in a good play selection.
Carolina's never blown a lead of 14 or more. Newton's pressure puts it up top for Ted Ginn. Ginn dropped the ball.
You can't throw the ball any better. And Ted Ginn, as important as he has been to Carolina, has had a lot of drops. And this ball is right in the wheelhouse. Unbelievable.
Would have been a winner. 2nd and 10. All in the air so far in this drive. Flag. Play clock ran out. Timeout first.
First charge timeout. Carolina.
Okay, so Carolina gets the timeout first.
You know, you go back to Ryan, or excuse me, to Benjamin, their top receiver, out, Mike, and they have had a lot of drop passes this year, and that ball can't be thrown any better. He ran right by the Colts secondary, and Cam Newton throws a beautiful ball under intense fire that Ginn just dropped.
He knew the safety was coming over, but he didn't take a peek. His eyes were on the ball that whole time. Dwight Lowry was buzzing over there. And the Colts still alive. Colts scored 20 points in 10 minutes of regulation and overtime.
They're daring Newton to throw the ball again.
2nd and 10. Newton putting it up top for Olsen. His tight end made a one-hand catch as Lowry was hanging on to him at the 37-yard line.
Olsen runs a deep cross with Lowry in his pocket and somehow makes this catch with one arm. Wow.
And into Graham Gano's field goal range. Field goal will keep the game going and send it to true sudden death overtime. From the 37, Newton swinging sidearm. Ginn holds on to this one. At the 25, first down, Carolina.
Cam Newton is showing me something here. He goes right back to Teddy Ginn after the drop pass. It's a slant. And I think Ginn has secured the catch.
Yep, all the way through. It's like the Seattle game, John, when they came back in the fourth quarter. Great drives engineered by Newton.
Hey, I duck.
First and 10. They'll get to a run now. Stewart left. Only a gain of a yard. Boy, Jarrell Freeman has had a nice game at that linebacker position for Indianapolis.
He sure has, and it's one loaded box after another. They're going to make this Carolina football team pass protect. They're going to make Cam throw it, and they're going to make one of these receivers beat him.
Graham Gano, the 60-year kicker out of Florida State. He's had a kick blocked earlier this year, missed an extra point tonight. He could be on the line to keep the game alive. But the Panthers would like to go for the win right here. Newton taking off. Brought down by DeQuell Jackson. Couldn't get him in the first quarter. Got him in their head-to-head here in OT.
That's a great play by the veteran linebacker. Cam Newton, nobody open down the field. He's going to take off, and DeQuell Jackson in a one-on-one situation has to make this tackle. He dropped his coverage, and he gets Cam Newton to the ground, setting up a huge 3rd and long. Looks like Indianapolis is backed off, Mike.
Timeout Colts. We'll take one here. John is bringing Dixon back into that fullback position. That's the same spot that they were in when they threw the touchdown to Greg Olsen earlier. They can get to Olsen out of so many different formations. Perhaps a place they might go here down the stretch. That's the money guy for Cam Newton.
Well, they like to use these maximum protections. They love to slide the line one way, use 2 backs to secure the edge, and try to get Greg Olsen on some form of a double move down the field. Be interesting to see if Chuck Pagano brings the pressure. He's been known to do that at crunch time.
Exactly. And what Chuck tell us as soon as he walked in our meeting yesterday, man, a win would change everything.
Especially a win like
gone,
this.
Right?
To beat the undefeated Panthers down by, I don't know, how many were they down? 17, 20 points?
It's 23 to 6.
Here they are knocking at the door. Look for a maximum protection. They're going to try to feature Greg Olsen, I do expect.
Olsen's going to start up in the slot towards the top of the screen. Dwight Lowry's there with him, 33, with the horseshoe on his head.
Here it comes.
3rd and 8. Newton looking right, covered, throws back to the left. It's incomplete. I think the ball was hit as Newton was hit by Kendall Langford. So the veteran who has come in since St. Louis the last 3 years, big pass rush in overtime.
Well, they ran the exact protection that we talked about. They just didn't secure the edge in Langford. Remember, Gano has had 2 kicks blocked this season, Mike. Not to mention, he missed an extra point that put us in this situation.
So we Graham Gano from 42 yards to keep the game going. And Gano bangs it through. And the game goes on as each team kicks a field goal. Next score wins. There's not a lot of time left. 7:50 in the 5th. Well, the game went on long enough, it stopped raining, and the plays picked up. Cam Newton had a terrific first 3 quarters, mixing in the run with the pass and making good decisions at the line, as the stats didn't show it, but he was making those good choices. Andrew Luck was lost, really, John. Just 5 completions going into the middle of that 4th quarter, and then turned it around with 3 terrific drives, 2 touchdowns, a field goal drive here in overtime. And now we are in sudden death at 26-26 with about half a quarter of football to play, otherwise a tie game. Juan Bray had a good kick return last time. He's going to try it again from 6 deep. Bray across the 20 is spun down at the 29-yard line. Next score wins.
Andrew Luck doing it all late in this game on the last possession. Does a nice job on 4th down. Keeps plays alive. Poise down the field, finding Griff Whalen. Another scramble to his right into the tight red zone, and he sets up Vinatieri for a field goal. And here he is again.
Carolina's defense has had a chance to rest. Let's see if they can bring more of a pass rush. At the 29, they'll start it with a Frank Gore run just across the 30-yard line.
Charles Tillman on a corner blitz. Rejects that draw play. Carolina's got a blitz to get pressure. Bottom of the screen, you see Charles Tillman come off the edge. 2nd and 8.
#154th play of the night. Luck looking left. Comes it back to the middle. It's deflected in the air. Keithley has the interception. Forced by Roman Harper on the deflection.
Looking for Fleener in the middle of the field, and Roman Harper, the ex-New Orleans Saint, causes a deflection, and guess who's there? Roman Harper with a beautiful break on the ball. It's tipped, and Luke Kuechly finishes the play. Unbelievable.
Now at the 39-yard line, Carolina needs about a first down to give Gano a truly comfortable shot, even 6 or 7 yards. The veteran Harper in his 10th year out of Alabama.
Got a blitz if you're Indianapolis. Cannot give up much real estate. It looks like an all-out blitz. There's 11 up.
It's every Colt defender in your picture. Newton first down, throws it up over the middle for Cotchery, incomplete, no flag. Back to the pick and the play by Harper over the middle.
It's a beautiful break on the ball by Roman Harper, and tip passes in the middle of the field usually result in something bad, but Greg Manusky, head coach Chuck Pagano, all out blitz on the last play. I expect more pressure here.
Second and 10, Newton's going back up top. He is flushed, he's in trouble, and he is brought down just shy of the line of scrimmage by Robert Mathis. So we'll have third down.
Great effort by Walden and a nice cleanup by Robert Mathis. Tackling the elusive Newton. Mathis working against Michael Orr. It's a great effort play. That's a signature production.
All you need is about 5 yards here. You're at the 39. Oh, it's 3rd and 10, but you can get 5 or 6 yards. It gives Gano a much more reasonable chance to kick a game-winning field goal. Newton's got 3 to the right. He's going to the right. The pass is caught by Cotchery, and that's going to give him a great shot. He's going to be marked out of bounds right around the 35. It should be a 53-yard field goal. Indianapolis has 1 timeout. We'll see if they use it.
And remember, Gano has had a couple kicks blocked this year, Mike, and on these long field goals, that becomes a distinct possibility. And if he misses this, Indianapolis is in business.
Because they get the ball at the 42 is where they're going to mark it. So it'll be a 52-yard field goal off the turnover. This for the win for Graham Gano. Online, Panthers win in overtime.
Gano redeems himself after missing the extra point. He smashes a 52-yard field goal to send Carolina to 7-0. They just find a way, Mike.
20 unanswered points by the Colts to take the overtime lead. And Gano kicks the game-tying field goal, and after the turnover at the end of a long, rainy night in Charlotte, the game-winning field goal from 52 yards, and Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers are 7-0 for the first time in franchise history. Indianapolis showed a lot of heart, and another comeback falls short. And they are 3-5, yet still sharing the division lead in the AFC South. And going home to see Peyton Manning as a visitor in Indy. Vinatieri bagged a couple of clutch kicks as well on this night. Terrific game. Never had 4 7-0 teams in the NFL, but we do now. And with Green Bay coming here, the Panthers, if they can beat the Packers, will have a 2-game lead on everybody in the NFC, plus a head-to-head win over the Packers. big one on Sunday. Frank Gore and Indy got to figure out how they can get this turned around. 3-0 in their division, 0-5 out of it. Lisa has Luke Kuechly.
Thank you, Mike. Luke, take me through that interception. How were you able to pick that one off?
That was all Rush, the Rush and Roman Harper. He made a great play on the ball, and I was in the right spot. But it started up front. The defensive line got some pressure, and Roman made a great play. I was just kind of there to grab it.
You were up 17 in the fourth. What happened?
Andrew Luck and the Colts are a good team. They got good players on their offense. Their defense stepped up. But we did what we've done all year. We've made plays when we needed to, and we were able to scrounge out a win.
It looked like you guys just kind of were running out of gas. How much did that factor in?
Oh, anytime you go in overtime in a hard-fought game, you got to fight.
I mean, even in the fourth.
Yeah, even then you got to fight. It's a tough game. It's physical, but you got to find a way. So we did a great job today. We fought, and we had a good team win.
You guys say that you don't win pretty. How would you describe this one?
Stressful. Not pretty. That's not what we do. I don't know why, but we find a way to win, and that's what it comes down to.
7-0. It counts.
Oh, hey, and a win's a win any way you get it.
Congratulations,
Thank
Luke.
you very much.
Mike, back to you.
Final score tonight in Charlotte, Carolina 29, Indianapolis 26. Gano, the hero, with a second game winner in overtime. Want to hear cat scratch fever again? Panthers fans do, as their team is 7-0. We have the GMC postgame on SportsCenter. We have the Gruden Grinder when we come back to Charlotte. Scott Van Pelt standing by in Bristol. SportsCenter coming up in a moment. Steve Levy and the guys on the field. So much more to do. Panthers win. Back with you in a moment.